Hey guys, Tank here. Welcome to another RC Talk. Lots to talk about today. There was a lot of things going on since last night and today with ARRMA, which is cool. And Scottzilla just joined us. How you doing, Scott?
Ooh, good.
So we have Green Frog RC with us. We have Scott from Scottzilla, and we have Tony from CCX RC.
What's going on, guys?
Tony's doing some soldering. So if you hear him yell, that's because he burnt himself, which I did last week.
Getting all hot up in here. Yeah, we started. I immediately went like this. I grabbed onto the ends.
I had my butane. I always solder with my butane iron. It's nice and hot, and I like it. So, but I was fiddling with things, and then I just went to flip my butane around, and it actually like went flying, and then it landed, but the burn right on my finger. The hot part just right on my finger, and I go, whoa! So I took it off right away. Anyways, it hurt. Hey, Jim Swift, how you doing?
I have one of those butane solder irons. I like it.
Yeah.
Wireless.
We have Arlo. I don't think I've seen Arlo before. How you doing? RC Player's there. Joseph is there. James Swift, Honeyloodle, Green Frog, Bradley RC, and 11 Charlie is in the house.
How's it going? I reckon there's a lot of those names. Cool. A lot of excited people in the chat, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
The whole RC world, my whole feed is nothing but ARRMA.
Oh, yeah? True.
I was trying to figure out what else I could post to be like, there's other stuff happening, and I'm like, no, there really isn't. Element,
Element
RC and SSD and Element have some cool stuff going on.
Yeah, SSD Element. I put that on my Facebook page also, but everybody was just blind to that today, and they were just talking about ARRMA, just like with blinders running.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened to my Send video yesterday when I posted it, and then ARRMA was like, hey, look, we got 2 cool new things with a lot of videos you can watch that are extremely awesome. Those are great videos.
Yeah. You guys all see the guy that received a Limitless and actually went over 100 miles an hour with it?
Really? I didn't see that one.
Oh, no?
You know, I was thinking about it. ARRMA is kind of like the rap star in the RC community right now, like the rap god, because everybody's doing like all these reaction videos to it. I haven't really seen that with many other vehicles, but it's like everybody's reaction to the ARRMA videos.
On my community tab, I put. Sorry, we'll just get back to what you're saying. Where is it? It was Innovation RC, and I put it there on my community tab. There's a link to the video if you guys want to check it out. Tony, everybody's talking about ARRMA
cool.
today.
That was another reaction video.
Yeah, the reaction video. That's true. We should have did that. We should have like turned the camera to me and actually start reading the specs and go, oh my god, oh my god. But I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go see one tomorrow. Was that Tony?
A-Main Hobbies did a really funny one. A-Main Hobbies did a really funny one. Am I breaking up?
No, I heard you that time.
Okay. Yeah, they did a great one. He has actually a Traxxas slash on the table as he's watching the video, and like, oh my gosh, what is it? And then like at the end, he like pushes the slash off the table, like clears it off. It was pretty hilarious. I'm not a Traxxas hater, but I just like anybody that it's funny. You know, I thought it was funny.
Well, it's pretty nice the way they made the infraction video and actually was playing in the baseball diamond. And there was some sand and little rocks and all that, and it was doing pretty good in the rut. I was surprised. Like that was loose dirt. I mean, it was doing awesome.
That's cool.
I'm pretty excited about it. Wish I had deeper pockets. I'd go take it to the drag races.
Oh yeah. Oh,
No
yeah.
kidding, man. They love it.
Well, one thing that's
It's
funny
awesome.
is you're talking about drag racing and you're talking about speed car. Those are two different classes altogether.
No, they're
A
not.
drag racer will beat a speed car, and a speed car will beat a drag racer. It all depends if it's a long run or not a long run. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know the guys. I don't know the guys, but I've been over there one time, and they all have these rickety old, I don't know, parts, pieces, traxes out there. You know, I was like, this would right out of the box would run with those guys.
yeah.
J Concepts. Speaking of dragsters, J Concepts just showed a couple of cool new bodies for some drag cars. They're at that Horizon show for the
Nice.
vendors.
Yeah.
And they were showing off some cool new bodies.
I wonder if they'll have some different bodies to run on these new ARRMAs, because they're long.
Yeah, they are very long. So for now, it's going to be their body, but I'm sure Proline or somebody's going to make bodies for it. That's a definite. But like I was telling Tony earlier, before we got on air, I'm glad they went with a longer wheelbase with those,
Yeah.
because that means they're more stable. And I'm glad they went with a pickup truck, because pickup truck, they originally have a long body, so it actually looks very good with a long body.
Yeah.
Mind you, on the pickup truck, that one, the wheel at the back is very far back, but still nobody notices that. They just see a nice, sleek, nice car, and
Yeah.
it looks scale. That's what's nice about it. And
A
the
little
FDM
sleeper,
is
too.
another. You what, Tony?
I get the feeling we're going to see a lot of bruised shins and ankles here very soon.
Yes, I just hope people don't are careful with them and don't try to cross the road when somebody's doing a speed run.
100 miles an hour out of the box. That's potential for some damage and some pain right there.
Well, especially the Limitless. The Limitless, mind you, it's very low to the ground where the wing is, so it's not bad. If it hits your foot, it's actually going to hit the sole of your foot. But some of those cars, they're pretty high, and when they hit that shin, it really hurts. There's a lot of videos and pictures of people that really hurt themselves.
Should have been going
Hey,
slow.
Jack's in the chat. How are you doing, Jack?
Nuts. How many times do you guys start soldering something and forget to put the sleeve over it?
A lot.
I could tell you this, that it's gonna
Every time.
with age it's gonna get better. I really wish I could tell you that with age it will get better, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I doubt that very much. I went to my hobby shop hoping to see one of them today, but I got there before FedEx, so I was bummed that our hobby town.
Where is my stuff? I don't know.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Basher boy.
I know Gabriel's
Evening,
voice.
Gabriel.
I hear it. What's going on, man?
What's cooking?
Solder. And
Gabriel, have you heard the news about ARRMA?
Index
Yeah.
player.
What did ARRMA say they're going to do now with those two new release? Well, one release.
Well, one of them is just a roller. They're both coming with, well, one of them, the ready to run, is coming with the AVC Spektrum receiver, which is the more likable Spektrum, to me, receiver.
The DMS one, yeah.
Darn it.
Mm-hmm. So, oh yeah, man, I'm ahead of the game. I got it.
And I got myself today, and once I figure out how to program it, I'll be doing Tony's, and I'll be doing the other guy here on the channel. Is this for my truck?
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So I got one of the Spektrum Dx6i, and that's for my rig. So now I have all the parts. I have the sound module, I have the remote, I have my servos. So I have everything in the box. I can start building it.
Which
Cool.
truck
Very
did you
cool.
get? I hadn't heard.
Hercules.
It's the Hercules, the
It's cab over.
European model. It's
Oh,
the,
yeah. Those are awesome. Cool.
So
Got
it's
that
the
almost.
European sound kit too.
Yeah, I got the European sound kit.
Nice.
The difference is between the two sound kits, because they're pretty much all the same, but what is different is the mounting bracket that comes with it actually fits perfectly in that truck. And supposedly the sounds are a little bit different also. They're more of the European sound of the trucks. So
Nice.
Cool.
So when is that infraction going to be available? Because it's not even on right
soon, I guess.
website.
well, my local hobby store has one right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're only for demo, so I'm gonna go see it at lunchtime tomorrow. I'm gonna take some videos and things like that, and take pictures, videos, and and hold it in my hands and takes picture with it and saying, "Hey, look what I bought." When it's not true, but I want to.
So what do you think is the purpose of sending them to the hobby shops first when they're not ready for people to buy them? I was talking with somebody, maybe it was you, Tank. I was talking about it with. What do you think is the purpose of that versus
To
just
attract
waiting and making them
attention, I
available?
guess.
It's
Yeah,
just
Yeah,
exactly.
but they got attention, and my wallet is ready now. But my wallet may not be ready in 2 weeks.
it's to get all the hypes going and the hype and the talk and all that. That's what I'm thinking. They probably have stock. They probably have a lot of stock to release, but it's just getting the product to the hobby store. They want to make sure the hobby store have them, so it shouldn't be long. Usually it's about a week or two. And then,
Maybe a bug could show up too, like some issue with the truck or car.
well, because all the drivetrain, everything else, the arms, the dry shaft, they've all been using it in their other trucks. The power system, it's the BLX, it's the 6X one. So it's done a lot of proof. So I
I'm not
don't think
saying necessarily ARRMA's going to have an issue, but Tony was asking why they may send it to a hobby shop early. It might be just a test run.
I know
Send it-
Traxxas used to do it, but then you get the guy like that got the one from the hobby shop going out of business, and
True.
does that defeat
Yeah.
what they're trying to do by getting them to people?
Joseph says it brings people into the hobby shop so they can spend money on other stuff. LOL.
Well, that
Yeah,
happened to me today, actually.
And
They
that's what
win.
exactly
ARRMA
Jack is
wins.
saying. Jack is saying, Tony, you got plenty. LOL.
Plenty of what?
Of RCs, I guess. And I concur.
And Philco RC says ARRMA has the large-scale basher coming at the end of the year. So that's what the rumor is. But I think that ARRMA is going to come out because they came out with bashers. They come out with street cars now. They're coming out with a large scale. That's what everybody's saying. But the only thing they got missing now is a scale truck for crawling.
But do they need it?
Why not?
Because they have
They're in
Axial
the
in the
market.
brand.
They're in the market to make money. We'll see. We'll see if they're going to
Yeah.
come up.
Does it compete too much with their other brand?
Yep, maybe.
So if a
Scottzilla,
hobby shop has the new armors right now, can they sell them, or do they have to wait till a certain date to actually sell them?
they have to wait till a certain date to sell it.
And what date is that?
I haven't seen
When they're
it.
available, actually. And here's the thing, okay? If hobby shops sell, the first release, vehicle that is sent to them, actually they can lose, the account with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll ask that question tomorrow. I'm
Which
going to do
didn't matter to that
that.
shop because they were closing.
Like, I can give you guys an example. When the UDR first came out, I also got to see it, exclusively at my local hobby shop, and you know, I did ask, you know, my friend, like, hey, well, you know, can I purchase things? Just like, well, I can, you know, sell it to you, but it belongs to the shop. And I'm like, huh? And like, what does that mean? Yeah, because if Traxxas finds out that, you know, I sold this to a customer, then, you know, we're eligible to lose, you know, the account with Traxxas. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Because any website that has it right now says pre-order.
Yeah. No, I
But
just wondered. My thought was, what's the purpose behind the wait? That was the only thought, because, you know, again, people are still like, oh my gosh, I want to have it right now. I wonder if they're going to feel the same way in 2 weeks.
well, it's one of those things where, you know, something new comes out and, you know, you actually see everywhere, you know, with the release date or whatnot. Yeah, I guess it's just to bring attention, one, and, you know, have in mind that hobby shops are hand in hand, you know, with you know, the brand, you know. So, like, for example, me, you know, I need, like, for example, axial parts. Well, my local hobby shop carries it, you know, something that will be new to axial. I'm sure they'll have it there exclusively. So, you know, it's just, you know, point where, you know, that the consumer
Yeah.
wants to see it, and then if they like it, you know, they can go ahead and purchase it.
Our hobby says
Yeah.
limitless
So here's my
mid-August.
thought: as a YouTuber who buys
Your
RCs,
audio.
you know,
Yeah.
they're cutting out.
Yeah, you're good now.
As a YouTuber who buys a lot of RCs, the part of what I do is I buy them early, and so that I have videos out that can make money on them coming back. And so if all the hobby shops have them and are doing videos on these, you know, A-Main has a video team now. A lot of these people have video teams and are getting all the word out.
Yeah.
Me going to buy one to talk about it goes down. Me as a consumer watching hobby shops talk about a product they're selling and making money off of, I'm not as enticed by the videos that they do and all the things that they say about the cars as well. So I feel like it does them a disservice as far as some of the marketing and free marketing that they get by doing that early release stuff to the hobby shops. That's just my opinion.
They got,
And
That's a
my
good
thought
point.
is,
they got the truck at
People
mine
could-
right now. The truck.
people could tell me something different, or
Infraction.
Yeah. They got the infraction there, but they don't have
they
the
got it
limit.
at my hobby shop too.
Yeah.
Hey, how all the brothers doing, man? Peace and love.
What's up, Game
Hey,
Dog?
Game
How's it
Dog.
going? Good evening.
Game Dog in the house and Steve OD's in the house.
Hey, what's the
going on?
price? What's the price tag on the new ARRMA? Anybody know?
Yes.
$7.99 I heard last night on chat.
$7.99.
Don't hold anyone to that. I think they're just guessing.
Actually, it's $599.99 for the infraction and $399 for the limitless.
Okay,
Nice.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, them
Got
good
to find
Yeah,
the
prices.
$399. That's those are good prices.
At
Yeah,
that
they are.
price, I might buy both of them. That might be a good. That might be a good price, man.
Right?
Well, when you put it that way, you're going to buy both trucks for the cost of even cheaper of an X01.
It looked
Right.
like they both exactly the same chassis and everything. No, both of them.
They
both
are.
trucks.
Both chassis, both the same chassis, same suspension. The only thing different is the drive line a little bit right in the center. It does not have a center diff. It's got a lock diff right in the center for the Speedster.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I did see the one RC brother. He went out and did 100 with it already, like 101.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was Innovation RC.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good video right there.
Saw it as well. Yeah. Pretty
You
cool.
know how hard? Could nobody just go get the X01 and take it and go do 100 right out the box?
Nope.
Could actually fly off.
Yeah, it didn't stay on the ground. That's a good look for ARRMA right there.
Yeah, Limitless $399 USD and Infraction $599 USD.
That's a good price.
$399 for the roller, $599 for the truck. That's what Joseph the Hardy says.
That thing's got so much downforce.
So you can buy the
The
truck
F1
to
body.
bash around and then get the Limitless to set up for your top speed run. You know.
Yeah.
Another thing that people need to understand too is that since these two vehicles are brand new, okay, to the lineup, you ask yourself, okay, so if I break something, will the part be available?
Oh no, it ain't gonna be available for a minute, man. I done went through that with all these vehicles, UDR, all of them.
Well, all the parts are available because even like Net Cruiser RC was telling today on his video, all the parts are the same part. All the A-arms, all the knuckles, everything is like that is the same as some of their other trucks. So when you look at the part numbers, they're the same. So they're reusing a lot of the same parts.
Smart.
The chassis is different. It's longer. Some center drive shaft are going to be longer. But everything else for the some of the drivetrain are the same as they already have right now. So yeah, they'll have parts.
No, well, that's clever. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty clever.
Those pillow balls remind me of the Mugans. And they have weak front ends too.
Yeah. Now the only thing with the front, the way the knuckles are, that's what the Net Cruiser was saying. John was saying is that his always break where the knuckles are, where the bolt is. So he was kind of disappointed that it was that one that they actually put in there.
Mm.
Hey, 11 Charlie, how are you doing?
Hey guys, how you doing,
Hello.
Frank? What's up, everybody?
Only thing, I wonder how all the bashers gonna take that low center gravity type of vehicle. You know, everybody like the basher, them trucks.
Hey, we have DGI SPRC. He says 850 Canadian, around 850 Canadian. It's going to be.
Holy cow!
For the truck.
So to make sure you buy one.
True Boys RC's in the house. How you doing, bud?
True boy, what up, man? Peace and love to you, brother. Peace and love all the way from the Bay, man.
If you want to jump in, just scroll up a little higher, and there's a link to actually join into the chat here if you want.
We doing it true, too, boy. We doing it true, boy.
So you guys in the chat, which one is your favorite one? Well, let's go with the panel here first. Which one do you guys like, the Limitless or the Infraction?
Infraction.
Limitless.
You ain't a speed run
I
guy.
like the Limitless.
I like them both. I like them both, man. Both of them.
I wouldn't kick either one out of bed.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that ARRMA did, and I did notice, is that I know that the Limitless, it's considered like an F1 vehicle. It looks like it. In real F1 racing, you actually see, the chips coming off of the chassis, as they're getting those, what is it, the red and white, what is it, those
Chicanes.
bumps? Chicanes, and you can actually see the sparks coming off.
Yeah.
Now, that really caught my eye because I'm looking at this video from ARRMA. It's like, wow, it looks like a real thing,
I think the truck one will look better doing 100 than the other one.
Maybe they got those flint things like on the Outcast or whatever. On the road
and
cars.
I agree. I love how the truck looks. To be honest, I also choose the truck, for the car.
Looks sweet going 100 miles per hour, man.
I think that truck has that sleeper look to it. No one would expect it.
Right.
Now, Sean's RC Adventure just said something in the chat, and I agree and disagree on his topic. Is he says, I feel like the consumers are getting screwed over. They just keep pumping new trucks out every 2 months, and all they do is change the body and wheels. I think he's talking about Traxxas. ARRMA has not really done that. Yes, they're reusing some of the parts, like for the some of the drivetrain or the A-arms and things like that. But this is a completely new platform. This
But
is a
who, hey,
completely
who do
new
you
body.
who do
It's
you
a new
blame? The
chassis.
people that keep buying the same truck over and over, or the company that keep putting it out? Who do you blame?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
But
that's a good
Traxxas
point.
has
The
done
person
that
that
for
keep
years.
buying the truck with the
Traxxas has done that for years. They come out with a slash, and they just come out a new body a few
I'm just
months
saying,
later.
but we can't complain if we keep buying it.
That's true.
We keep buying it, they gonna keep giving it to us, you know?
Yeah.
Something that I could add, with ARRMA, okay, you gotta really appreciate those diffusers, okay. I've never seen, some really good-looking diffusers on an RC, and
Yeah.
ARRMA, did an amazing job,
They stole
you know,
that from
putting
the
that
X01.
together.
They
So
stole that. They
I
stole that
like I
from
said,
the X01.
I do appreciate that. I can actually say that that car is unique from the rest of the ARRMAs. So
Oh yeah, from the rest of the ARRMA for sure.
Like even the rear is like really sexy. It's nice.
I think if I got in a speed run, yeah, I mean, I'd be totally excited, but maybe a dragster. If I started getting into drag racing, that truck would be a badass dragster.
yeah.
So I
Well,
was
no,
thinking.
I was thinking of building me a speed car, and that's gonna be, you know how many hop ups and different things you got to put on something to make it go 100.
Yeah.
That's
You
gonna be
know
sweet.
how much room you need to hit 100 miles per hour?
Yeah.
No,
Plus, you gotta
this
have a
is
good Futaba
That
radio.
that's the problem.
this
Yeah.
is the bottom of it, which is really neat and looks like they really made their homework, especially like with the wind tunnel,
Mhm.
like in the bottom of it for it to actually come through.
That looks
That's
Yeah, and push
That
that
down.
is
sweet.
nice.
Yeah.
And if you compare it to the X01, you see that's narrower. That metal chassis is narrower than the ARRMA, and
Yeah.
also the price, man. How much was the other? Like $1,000 for the
Yeah,
X01?
$1,000 for
So one's
the X01.
$1,000, but that's with
Yeah.
electronics. So
XO1's
Yeah, and plus
$700.
Well, the Exo one's
something like
considered
that.
an
You know,
8
When
scale,
it came out,
and this is ARRMA's actually bigger, and it's a 7 scale.
yeah, I
It's
think it's
longer and wider.
XO1 is a 7 scale too.
yeah, but they
Who's
call
Oh,
that?
is it?
Yeah.
JT did a comparison today earlier on those X01, and they were basically the same size, or
Yeah.
close to it.
Yeah.
not surprised.
So they were close to the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both
Yes, yes, it was. Yes.
But I don't think the motor in the X01 is in the front of the car.
No.
So
No.
that's gonna
No.
play a major part in holding that car on the ground. That's another
Yes.
reason why the X01 not stuck to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the ARRMA really did a good job on their homework. That's for sure.
Excellent job.
Yes.
Excellent job.
Yes.
Excellent
Yes.
job.
And if you guys saw that Innovation RC, that video that
Yeah.
he did, he put the X01, electronic, all that stuff, and it was just in a straight line, man. It was just steady. It was impressive.
Yeah. On my community page here, I put a link to the Innovation RC.
Yeah, that one.
If you guys want
Yes.
to check it out there.
Yeah.
After this video, go check it out. Don't go now. You can go check it out later. The link is there.
Yeah,
And
I'm
notice
buying
that
one
we're
as soon as
talking
they come
about
out.
Traxxas versus ARRMA. Okay.
Yeah.
So
They're the only two companies that have cars like this.
and here's and here's the thing, man. Competitiveness is key, when it comes to marketing. You know what I mean? So I think ARRMA did an outstanding job, with these platforms.
I think us as a consumer, we win when these companies be battling with each other like that. We
Yep.
win.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, we win.
Yeah.
We win.
Yeah. So
I think
Well, as long
TRX4
as-
is a good. Sorry.
The TRX4 is a good
Example of that.
Okay.
That they came out with a good, really outstanding crawler for their first try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did that. That's no lie.
I got tomorrow. Tomorrow I have an unboxing of a new ARRMA added to my fleet.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Is that some exclusive content here or what?
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Looking forward to
Brother,
that,
let me
man.
find out you got you one of them new trucks already. Steve.
Can we take a guess what it is?
You got an inside plug, huh?
I guess it's 4S Outcast.
I'll just keep saying
4S.
no.
Yeah.
Top
secret.
Notorious.
Top secret.
You've been wanting a Notorious for like the longest time. So I'm gonna go with Notorious.
I did, but I always end up buying other things. I don't know.
Master is asking a question.
Yeah.
Can you buy the ready to run and make parts and get the parts to make it the Limitless?
Oh,
You
swap
can.
bodies. The same
Yeah,
chassis.
Honest video,
bodies. But I think by the
Nice.
time you finish buying all the parts, especially for the front end, for the rear wing, the body, by the time you finish buying all those parts piece by piece, it's going to be cheaper for you to buy the roller.
Yep.
Man, I'm buying both of them.
Yeah.
Quote
Yeah,
me, man.
extra
Quote
parts,
me.
too.
Quote me on that,
And-
man. I'm buying both of them. Quote me on
And
that.
sorry to mention this car tank on your channel, which is the Glamisphere, your nemesis. But
I don't
actually,
have it in it.
oh no, oh okay.
That's only in your dreams, but it's only in your dreams.
No, but an example, okay, if I would have built a Glamis, buying piece by piece, oh my God, that car would be worth much more than what it is, man. So you're definitely right.
Yeah.
I know I'm right. It is in your dream that Glamisphere is my nemesis because
And look,
I have-
and you know why I'm bringing up the Glamisphere? You see this car in front of you?
if
Something happens,
I have
if
one.
no. If something happens to the Glamisphere, if you would ever to beat the Glamisphere with your Exoterra, this car in front of you will come and get you. Because this is the cousin. This is the Losi TEN-SCTE. And trust me, it's hungry.
Hungry for Mexican Doritos.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, yeah, I'm hungry.
Man, y'all making me hungry. Shit.
Yeah, we know why you're hungry.
Hey, Roadside RC, how you doing? Roadside RC saying hello to everybody.
Hello, hello.
Good evening, Roadside.
Peace and love. Man, hey, man, I got another hobby. I got to take the camera in the other room and show y'all what I've been up to, man. I've been building me a home studio up, like a production studio.
Right.
Oh, sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Got me some new studio monitors and stuff, man. That's
Nice.
great, man.
Baquet 70 says Spektrum radio included, Basher Boy. I've seen that.
So we have a game on?
Yeah, it's me.
1 second. Nice. 10
You're
seconds.
pro.
Oh, cool.
Scotzilla's racing.
Yeah, looks like it. Cool.
I wonder what tractors. I wonder if they're gonna come out with an XO2. What y'all think?
Shit, I don't know.
I think they're more focused on, I don't know, something else. I don't think so.
You think they working on that or like a new TRX4 or something? What you think they coming with next? Tractors.
Summit.
Actually, I mean, they brought out the Blazer, just recently, with the TRX4. So
yeah.
And something that I can say, and this is just my opinion, but when the XO1 came out, okay, the price to me it was too up high. Okay, I guess
agree.
that would be something that consumers would say, well, it's price is too high, this and that, blah blah. In my opinion, I think it wasn't as popular, and I don't know if you guys can relate or maybe say otherwise, but the XO1 was nowhere near for me to actually purchase and actually own. You know, because why? The price factor and for what it was. You know, I mean, it's just a car that just goes straight and impressive speeds and stuff like that. So for me, taking that into consideration, if they can actually do an XO2, I don't know. That would be, to me, that wouldn't be impressive, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I think with
I
Traxxas,
think the XO1 is overpriced. That's for sure.
I think they're gonna strike back at ARRMA with this 100-mile-per-hour stuff. I think they're gonna strike back.
Well, they hopefully have something up their sleeve, because I don't know. Like I said,
I don't know if they've been engineering new stuff. The newest truck is the TRX4, and before that was the X-Max. So
X-Max.
Oh, you don't forget the Rustler 4x4 now.
Oh yeah,
4x4.
that one looks too much like a slash 4x4. Excuse me there, but it's not revolutionary or anything. Yes, they did play a little bit with the wheelbase and the width and things like that, but to me it's the same platform. It's the same build. It's the same way it's actually built. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
Tank wants something new, Traxxas.
Yeah.
You heard it.
Well, if you want something new, Tank, they did that limited edition Bigfoot, the Stampede.
That's bullshit.
With the flames.
Yeah.
I like that truck actually. I want to buy it every time I go in Hobby Town.
And look, ladies and gentlemen, you see what Trax is doing here? You see how Tony reacted there?
Now this is new.
Solid axle. Give me a solid. Oh my goodness.
This is new. D3T 1/8 drift tricycle chassis kit.
Oh, sweet.
A drifter.
Nice.
That's pretty tight. That's pretty tight right there.
I gotta see
That's
that.
on my
Is
Tank RC
somebody
Facebook
driving
page.
one on YouTube?
And you get this
Video
as
one,
a kit. Blah 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 blah. Go away. So
Guys, I'm trying. Yeah.
just imagine drifting with this thing.
No thanks.
Now this is the same width as a normal car, like probably a TT01. That's like a 180 width.
Yeah.
But this is a kit that you get, and this is what it looks like.
Looks better with
Looks
the
pretty
body
cool.
off it.
Oh, I'm sure other people are going to come out with different bodies and different things for this thing that makes it look like a. And you can really adjust the steering angle and all that. So that's really cool the way they've done the steering. And you can actually adjust the forks in the front and give it more.
Drop them back. Put an angle on it.
Cool.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And plus, it goes with a big battery, so it takes a full big battery in there. That's interesting. The motor's right at the back. You got CVD options. So that's really a lot of adjustment on this thing. It's really neat.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled by his.
Put drip tires on my dancing rider.
But Drift and Rider is so. See, this is what it is. Canadian, 226 Canadian.
Holy cow!
If I go US, that should be a heck of a lot cheaper. 165 US.
Wow,
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know Canadian dollar is killing me over here in Canada. For some stuff, I wish I was in the US, but.
I'll be the middleman. I'll send them to you.
Yeah, but still the conversion rate.
I'm still got to pay the conversion rate.
Yeah.
They're doing something right up there. Doing something right up there in Canada. That money worth so much. They doing something right up there. That money way up there, boy. They doing something right up there.
It's the opposite, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if it's up, then yeah. means the value of it is lesser. More
Oh,
for the same.
I thought it was the opposite of that.
me too. Me too. I thought it was the opposite.
Yeah, because the value of the dollar is lesser, the stuff costs more in order for the same value to be applied to the company that they're buying it from.
Got you.
So where
Got
we
you.
pay $500 for it, there's like, well, the Canadian dollar is not as strong, so you have to pay more, so we get our
Got you.
$500 out of it. Yeah,
Right.
so
Got you.
it kind of sucks.
It makes sense now, though. I see now what is going on.
All right.
Okay.
Sucks.
So speaking about trikes,
I knew you were gonna bust that bad boy out.
We're not along
I was
that
gonna
line,
grab
Jake.
Dancing Rider, but I seen you grab that first.
so there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
So you got your X-Rider. Cool.
Yes, sir.
So did you bring it out and try it yet?
I tried it inside the house. I'm trying to keep it clean still. I want to do, like a basic out of the box kind of deal. And, just pretty much give my initial thoughts on it.
No.
It
Did
matches
that come
their
as a
sticker.
kit?
Their sticker looks really good there.
Was that a kit or a ready to run?
It's a ready to run.
Okay.
There, Tony. There. You're happy?
No, I'm saying the sticker looks good.
The
Oh.
sticker looked good.
Oh, I thought you said it sarcastically. I'm like, oh, okay.
No, it matches the colors.
So sensitive. So sensitive.
Right?
You done good, kid. That's a lot better than that fire truck you bought.
Oh, really? No. Actually, that Brutus is going down, man. Don't think I haven't forgotten. So, it's on.
I seen D&D Sports. They bought one of each and had them facing each other. I was thinking about you guys in your feud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Team Red, man. Team Fire Truck over here.
There's
Tony's
only
going
one
down.
person here. There's only one person here that's into a feud and has something to prove. So
Oh yeah.
and that's you, RC Basher Boy.
What? That your Exoterra's also going down? Jesus, man. Why am I? I feel like I'm against you guys now.
Always in competition, kid.
Right.
Now that
So, if I can say, shortly here, Tank, this thing right out of the box, okay, this is an aluminum chassis, okay. Let me see if my camera can pick that up, but
Okay.
it's aluminum chassis.
Something like South Park. Okay.
The little what do you call it? The head wobbles. I don't know if you can see that. It's like woo.
it's bobblehead.
And the suspension is pretty soft. I don't know if they did that on purpose but
Probably to let it lean, give it a cool.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Now,
But,
are those shocks like Tony says? Are they pass-through shocks or are they oil-filled?
I don't know actually.
Like,
Yeah, I don't even think there's oil in there, to be honest. It's just the spring because they're too soft. But and those of you guys that don't know, this trike is actually inspired by the ape trike in Italy. If you guys want to check it out, it's a Cars, the movie Cars based trike. And it's pretty amazing.
What battery are you gonna put into it? What battery?
I'm gonna leave it stock, to be honest. I don't want to mess with the electronics. I'm just gonna leave it as is.
It comes with a battery?
Yes, it's ready to run.
It comes with the battery?
For the vehicle, yes. For the transmitter, no. You have to put 4 double A's.
Right.
So and then also the colors. I think there was red, green, and yellow. So and I chose red because of this guy that, like I said, the Cars guy. Yeah. So there you go.
Sticker doesn't even fit on the bike.
Yeah.
What's the speed on that thing? What does it say in the box? What its estimated speed is?
No, actually, I got the box, man. I just threw it away. It was actually neatly packed. I will say that. But it does some impressive speed. I can say out of the box. I was using it here inside the house, and oh man, it was picking up pretty quick, for its size. So.
This is another RC I saw today that I found impressive.
That's sweet, man.
That one. See, there he is.
Hey, yeah.
But
yeah.
I didn't like the price, but I found it very impressive, especially on the details. Come on. Yes, it does not go fast, but hey, it's a Hummer. It is a 1/10 scale.
4x4.
80.
I love a Hummer.
Roof comes
Hell
off.
yeah. 50 cal.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Nice radio with it. You get a 50 caliber, some tools. Looks like you get even some tools with it.
Yeah, those are.
The hood opens up.
Cool.
And the tailgate. But 727 Canadian. Let's see what it is US.
Oh wow. What would you need a tailgate for? Like, what would you put on there? Like GI socks or something?
Yeah, 530 US.
530. Yeah. Is it plastic or metal?
That should be plastic.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's plastic. 900 grams, 9,000 grams. Manufactured by RC Toy.
Ooh.
Oh.
But I just really liked the details of it. It was like sweet. Oh my God, are you eating chips or something? Game dog. Game dog.
Hey,
Game dog. Stop eating chips. You're making too much.
Hey man, you know what? These things deserve a look at these things. These things are so good, man. These things right here.
Okay, if you're gonna keep eating them, mute yourself.
Okay,
Wait,
got
you
you,
know,
man.
You got to get the white cheddar and the Parmesan mix they got going on. Those things are good.
Yes, JP Slayer, that is a 1/10 truck. I'll put the link for you guys to go see it if you guys want to. I'll put that in the chat there in a sec. I actually put this link of this truck on my Facebook page, and Facebook said this does not comply with our stuff. You should not post.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, that military truck, but the reason is they probably didn't like it is because I put, you should see the details on this Hummer, but I put Hummer in caps. So maybe they think it's a dirty thing.
They know you too well, Frank.
Yeah.
I guess.
So let me ask you this: in the past, did you do some Hummer editing stuff? So that's why they banned you from Hummer.
Probably. That's why YouTube, not YouTube, Facebook. That's probably because why they banned it. I don't know.
Huh. Well,
BSRC, the munchies. That never happens in Colorado. RC Voodoo, he says he has smoked brisket.
Ooh, that sounds real good.
Yeah. So are you winning, Scottzilla?
I'm in second place right now. Oh.
That's what Tank said.
BSRC. It's a trip, man.
So what's the game you're playing again, and how much is that game? I think you got to pay for that game, right?
Yeah, it's VRC Pro. They did have at one time a lifetime membership where you got all the tracks and everything, and it was really cheap if you bought it through Steam, but they did away with that this year, so you got to pay a monthly subscription now.
Okay.
That's pretty awesome looking.
But I got grandfathered into that, so I'm all paid up.
Nah.
If they come up with a new track, which they usually do, like big race tracks, they'll try to recreate them. So
That's sweet looking.
yeah.
Do they got it for a Mac?
It's pretty
computer or
realistic because I
just PC?
suck just as bad at this as I do with the real racetrack.
Do they got it for Mac and PC?
That is on PC. They don't have it on Mac.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Steam.
wow.
You'd have to run an emulator, and that's no fun for video games.
No.
You got your controller hooked up to it, your Spektrum?
Yeah, sure do.
How easy is it to hook it up?
You gotta buy a little USB dongle. And that's it.
Okay.
And, you gotta have a receiver. You gotta have a receiver.
Oh, so you put a receiver to the USB to
Mm-hmm.
your computer.
I originally had my spare Traxxas on here, but I couldn't drive it. So then I bought had an extra Spektrum receiver, and I plugged that in, and it's like, oh, it's actually drivable now.
Cool.
Wow, that's really sweet looking.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of tracks. Maybe I'll try a different one later. I hadn't driven this one in a long time. Actually, I haven't been driving this much lately, and I've been really sucking at the track, so I figured maybe I should practice when I'm not at the track. Because the only thing I'm consistent at is crashing.
So what are you running right now? 2S or 3S?
It'd be a 4S 8-scale buggy.
4S?
Mm-hmm.
Is it an Exoterra?
This, I don't even remember what this one is.
What
But
gearing?
the cars aren't real up to date. They're kind of older cars because they didn't have the money.
Well, it would be there because the Exoterra is pretty old. So
Now, can you play with the gearing? Change the gearing on your motors?
You can change the gearing, you can change the tires, you can change the whole chassis setup, you can do everything. But me being a novice driver, I don't know anything about that stuff. I just know if I can't hook up, I change tires.
Okay.
Let me get out of this race, even though I'm in the front here. I'll show you some of the other stuff it does.
cool.
There's Tony's Winnebago. I saw Tony's Winnebago there.
So if I wanted to select a car, we've got nitro buggy, and then we've got electric buggy, rally cars, four-wheel drive short course trucks, nitro sports cars, NASCAR truck, GT3 Grand Touring, nitro touring car, NASCAR truck, electric touring 10th scale, NASCAR 10th scale, drifter, and electric 1/12 electric pan cars.
Ooh, nice.
So there's a lot of things to choose from, and then if you go into tracks, these are all the tracks right here.
The only thing Bachelor Boy wants to know, though, is are there Kyosho's in it?
You know what? I think there are. Let me go back to cars.
And the new 2-channel Spektrum receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, I don't want to play.
I saw PL on that one. They got some Pro Line going. Now, is this licensed and everything?
They do have AKA tires and Pro Line tires, and they have Tikan ESCs. They have a lot of stuff in here. I guess at one time they paid for all that. I'm not 100% sure on how all that works. Let's see. How do I find all my chassis to choose from?
I don't know. Are you asking us?
I don't remember.
Just so you know, Tank is the actual paperclip. So if you want to ask him, he'll probably help you out.
Yeah, right. While Scotzilla's clicking away, we can talk about other stuff. Maybe ARRMA? Maybe? No?
ARRMA would be good.
I'm all talking about ARRMA.
I'm ready to talk about ARRMA too.
What?
Let's bring it back around. I should be seeing him tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, Tony, you're going.
Fest.
Why don't you tell people where you're going tomorrow?
Yeah, so I'm heading up to the Eli Field, Horizon Fest, home of Horizon Hobby, that they're putting out a huge event with planes, scale trucks, racing. I think they've got buggies, 8-scale buggy racetrack. They're going to do the monster truck racing. So our group, No Limit RC of Virginia, actually is the one that puts on the racing for the monster trucks there. Yeah, so I'm heading up. I'm flying in tomorrow. I leave at 5 a.m. So if you see me like kind of digging around, and I'm looking to make sure I have all my camera stuff and that all situated and sorted so that I don't forget too much stuff. I'm going to forget something, but at least I'm in the U.S.
You're leaving at 5 a.m. and you're talking to us at this time?
Yeah, it's only 10 o'clock.
YOLO.
Nice.
You can meet the RC sailors and go ramping with them. No problem.
That would be epic.
I could get in one of the competitions. That'd be fun. Be good and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where's the event again? Which city?
It's Monticello. It's near Champaign, Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah. So it's kind of central Illinois-ish.
The JP Slayer's asking if ARRMA's going to be there.
ARRMA's owned by Hobbyco, or whoops, that's a gaff, right?
Horizon.
Horizon.
So I would
Horizon Hobby.
bet
want to say
that yes,
that
we
tomorrow,
will be
right?
there.
Yeah, they're gonna be there. I talked to Horizon at the World Finals, and he actually was teasing about some new stuff from ARRMA. So I texted him, and I'm like, "Dude, you were kind of like letting on that there was stuff, but you hadn't. I mean, I had no idea it was gonna be this different and game changing from what they've had. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, so they're gonna be there. I mean, they're represented all their brands through when they came. So people were posting videos on Facebook they're going through right now. They're having like a Horizon Hobby Dealer Expo kind of a thing.
Okay.
Or part, so they've got like J Concepts is there showing their stuff. They've got other people there, but somebody was going past the table and they thought it was the new SMT 10s, but it's actually the ECX amp. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yes.
But they've got a monster truck coming for that as well. Looks just like the Brutus and the whatever that silly looking fire truck thing is. So it looks like those, except that it's a regular truck body, like an orange truck body. It looks really cool. But it'll have a combo ESC receivers, my guess, because that's what the amp is. They've got that little remote control, the little pistol looking one. And yeah, I think it's cool. It'll probably come in at an even lower price point, probably like 130 is my guess, which is going to be insane for a little two-wheel drive monster truck.
Cool.
Just
And
based
the
on
the right terminology that you had to say was the awesome epic fire truck.
Axe.
Pardon me, but yeah.
The axe.
The epic X.
Why, RC Basher Boy, you have one of those stupid-looking fire trucks?
Yes, I do. And
Okay.
I'm saying it because I know which truck you're talking about. But once again, it's an epic fire truck.
It's an epidemic or an epic?
Every boy's dream.
Epic fire truck.
I know a lot of 4-year-old boys that would love to have that truck.
Well, I'm 28 and I'm the RC Basher boy.
You are closer than any of us.
Yeah.
Yep. So for some reason I dig the fire truck.
Somebody said the Paw Patrol fire truck. That's what she said.
Fire truck.
Comes with a little plastic hat.
That's good. I'll be honest. I saw it. I looked at it again today. It's cooler looking than I remember it looking. I haven't seen it since we've been talking about it since you mentioned it. So I'll give you. I think you like it.
Thank you.
But
Well, I really don't like your miserable mutt, but I do appreciate the gesture there. So
John
no,
just
and
finished
with joking
Yes,
aside,
yes,
I do like the Brutus as well. That body is 10 out of 10, man. To be honest too. So
yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's definitely my favorite part about it. Oh, I think we got a goal. Ooh, that's close.
well, you're scared of Paw Patrol or what?
Who, me?
Yeah, John, Scottzilla is playing VRC Pro.
I honestly thought at first he was editing his racing.
Me too. I thought of that at the beginning. But when I saw
Yeah.
the standing on top, the standings, and I knew he was playing computer.
Thinking that looks pretty good for GoPro footage from the stand.
Right?
Pretty on point.
Well, it's those new settings you told me about, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got
2.7
different
to 60 frames per second.
Yeah, put it up to a magnifying glass.
Oh.
It's supposed to rain all weekend, so that's kind of the bummer. I'm trying to pack accordingly. I'm now charging up my little 124 scale barrage. Trying to,
Nice.
in case we end up playing around inside. And I'm also getting my bog hog fixed. Because we broke that in the mud stuff at the last race. I didn't break it. I let somebody drive it, and everybody said he was going to break it, and then he did. So,
No.
Yeah, I
got great footage of it.
I got to get some cars ready, and I got to get the Winnebago ready also for the G6.
Yeah, when's that?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
It's the 20th.
Definitely.
Canadian G6 is the 20th of this month. 2020. It starts 20th and 21st. And I'm going to run the Winnebago in Class 1, and so I don't know if they have a mud. I know they have a mud bog class that they have to run, but I don't know if that's for Class 2 or Class 1. So if I put my truck in it, it might end up in the mud. Well, we'll see.
I wouldn't do the Winnebago in the mud.
That'd be pretty
That'd
epic.
be sad. Well, he did all that interior work to it. That'd be
that too.
That's
I forgot
the
what
only
Check it
chassis.
out.
Get it
What
muddy,
chassis
man.
Go ahead.
You don't go mudding in a Winnebago. You just don't do it intentionally.
Yeah, you
You
can.
stuck.
If you're
You get
tank,
stuck.
if you're tank, you can.
Well,
If you go
I've
around
been
it and then you
thinking
get stuck in the mud, that's different. But
Right.
if I get a piece of plastic and just cover over the motor, and I use duct tape real good over where the motor is, mud should not get inside the Winnebago. So just for the mud bog, I might do that. I might bring a piece of plastic, a Ziploc bag or whatever, and just duct tape something to stop the mud from coming inside the Winnebago. Because
Make sure you don't cover the radiator though, because that's gonna overheat.
yeah, that's true.
that would be pretty scale for it too, though.
What was that movie with
Overheating
Robin
Winnebago on the
Williams?
side of the road.
Hey, Tank.
Steamroller.
Hey, I want to put together one of them other Tonka trucks, man. You know, like a regular, you know, the ones that look like the old school Ford trucks, the Tonka trucks.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think Outback Jack has one of those.
Like with a Trail Finder 2 frame up under it.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
Hey, Richie.
Yeah, I'll pay you to build one, man, if you want to.
That'd be really cool.
Now, which frame are you going to put under there, or what class of tires, or what size of tires are you thinking of putting it under there?
See, that's why that's why I would need your help. I saw a couple of the trucks on YouTube, the ones that I think, but you know, it looked sort of small though, like more 1/14 scale than it would one, you know, like a regular size Trail Finder.
Okay. Yeah, you just got to be careful of what axles you're going to put on there, because like an SCX10 axle under the Winnebago, the wheels actually stick out, and it doesn't look good. So I had to go with narrower wheels for it. Even the TF2 truck, the wheels were too wide. I had to go with a narrower. So you have to be careful. But you can build your own chassis. A lot of people build their chassis. They just run 2 aluminum rails and just hook up all the links onto that. It's pretty easy to do if you want to go links. But most of those trucks is all running on leafs, so that's another option for you.
Yeah.
It all depends on how scale you want it to look. Or do you want it just to become a basher or just something cool just to go around and it's a Tonka truck and or a Tonka pickup? I have a Tonka Fire Chief Jeep in the back, and it looks like it's written Fire Chief, it's from Tonka. And somebody was supposed to buy it from me last summer, but he never did. So it's in the shed right now. I got to put that up for sale locally here. So,
did you convert it to a RC or just a regular Tonka truck?
It's a Tonka truck, metal Tonka truck, but yeah, it can be converted to an RC.
Can be, okay.
Oh, guys, that takes me back somewhere. Back in the UK when I was about 8 or 9, you fill those competitions on the back of cereal boxes. I would like to win this or such and such, right? I won 3. I sent off and I won 3 Tonka trucks on the back of one of those.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Where'd you come from, man? You scared the crap out of me. Like,
Man, I remember back in the
My new
70s,
hat.
man,
My
we
new
used
hat's
to ride
right
our
today.
Tonka trucks down the hill, man. Our Tonka truck, we used to ride them down hills back in the 70s, man, in the 80s, man. They were so tough. You can ride it down the hill. You can sit on it.
All metal.
Oh, there's a group of people in LA, aren't they, that ride the little kids' bikes down there. They got to the top on the canyons and ride the little kids' bikes down there.
Yeah.
And they chain them all up. There's like a post, and somebody puts them on the top of the post, and there's like 40, 50 bikes stacked up, like padlocked to a giant post.
Damn.
sounds dangerous.
Yeah. It's scary as hell, Tony. You want to watch it? They come downhill at about 40, 50 miles an hour, like 30-somethings on a bike designed for a 7-year-old.
You're talking like a big wheel?
Yeah. Are they the drift ones? They do the drifting, right?
No. These are like the little bikes that you give kids to, like 3-foot-long things on there. And but it's become hugely popular now. Yeah. Somewhere in LA does it. Yeah. And it all became popular. One guy just put his bike over the top of a post at night, and then now everybody puts the bikes over them and leave them there locked up all week. Nobody touches them. Crazy stuff, though. Yeah.
RC Master is asking, oh my God, have you seen the Nitro Circus?
Travis Pastrana's in it, yeah.
What about Travis Pastrana?
Nitro Circus.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
they do all these crazy jumps and stuff like that with like weird I think they do it with gurneys and wheelchairs.
Yeah, he's talking about Nitro Circus and big wheel trikes, he calls it.
Yeah. No, but they ramp all types of things.
Yeah.
So tonight's topic, guys, was the ARRMA Infraction and Limitless. Have I missed that?
Yes, you did.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, and actually, I was gonna bring up a point.
No problem.
Hey,
I was gonna bring up a.
Which one you gonna get, Rich?
I have to confess, guys, I've just ordered the Limitless as well as the Infraction.
So you've ordered both of them?
Well, I ordered the Infraction the other night, and then I was sat there thinking just now about
I think I'm gonna order both
2 minutes
too,
before the call. I thought it'd be silly not to get both. So, yeah. And that is for the record, guys. That my ARRMA Limitless video is clocked in the numbers that better than any video I've ever done. It's just ridiculous at the minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you, gentlemen, on that, what is it, the F1 car? What's it called again? I'm still not familiar with it.
Limitless.
Limitless.
Like what an Indy car or an F1 car would look like if it had a full canopy over the driver.
Yeah. What pinion do you think would be adequate for that? Spur and pinion. That would be a good question.
It comes with a pin. It comes with a pinion.
Yeah, I think it comes with 2 pinions, actually.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah.
It comes with 2 pinions, but it all depends what motor you put in there also, eh? Because different motor is going to react differently also. So
yeah, but the thing being, as I pointed out in my video of it, there is very little room in between because everybody looks in and it's, well, I can do whatever motor I want in there. What you want to do is go and look at the ARRMA Infraction video, and you can then see the gap behind the stock cam motor, how much room you put to work with. Because
right.
ORC said a stock ARRMA motor is 74 millimeters. Now I figure visually there's 2, maybe 3 centimeters. I think 3 centimeters is probably way pushing it, to be honest. In there, well, that rules out a lot of the, like the TP, the Poseidon motors, rules out a lot of the super powerful ones of those because they're too long.
Right.
So, well, and somebody said, oh, well, it's easy. I'll remove one of the battery trays and flip the motor mount around. What? So somebody spent several $100,000 designing a thing with a nice weight balance, and you then go and uncorrect it. You know what I mean? Any little difference at speed, the higher the speed, the bigger the difference is going to be on there. So I would want to leave the thing exactly as it is, personally.
And then also another thing that I'm noticing, so the Limitless and the other one, what is it called? They have a Infraction. They have different tires, but I'm sorry, they have different wheels, but are the tires the same?
I think the tires are going to be the tires will be the same. Yeah,
just the wheels
the same to me from what I saw
Yeah,
online.
the tires are the same, but the wheels are different. See, the tires, their knobbies are inside, kind of.
They're both belted tires, so I think they're going to be pretty much the same. Yeah.
They have to be for the speed.
I think the guy that did the video where he did the 100, I think he had foam tires on there. I was looking.
Yeah, I think he did change the tires. You're correct.
Yeah.
See, I have no time for that at all. Why are you going to buy something and then immediately change it and run foam tires on? It shows what it goes like a stock at 100. I want to see if those tires blow up or not. Do they balloon? Is it a handful? If you're showing it with foam tires running 100 and then the stock tires, well, what kind of good is that to people? Nothing.
Well, it's this guy here. Where is he?
They're belted tires, aren't they?
Yeah.
RC over here. The Innovation RC. He did change his tires to foam tires.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know.
That destroys the whole. I watched the video. I not noticed he'd done the foam tires on there. That destroys the whole thing for me. Pointless. Waste of time. Absolutely waste of time. Is it going to be that stable? And so people go out and buy it and think, hey, yeah, it runs really stable in a straight line. And they find out that the stock tires balloon at 100 and the thing's out of control. Crazy.
Too bad they couldn't use the cantilever shocks.
Yeah.
I can't see what the pinions
like
are.
real F1s.
The picture.
Wait, you have 2 of them coming, right, Richie?
You've got the infractions coming, and then on about the 20th, and then there's a gap. The other one's not coming until the Limitless isn't until about August.
Well, if I may say, I really do enjoy your reviews. So once you get them, trust me, we will be watching.
Yeah.
Okay, you can get a 29 tooth and a 39 tooth, so it does not come with it. They're optional.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In this video, it showed one coming in the package.
Yeah.
That might be.
Innovation.
And this is an option 50 series motor mount plate, but I don't know what this motor mount plate is different than the other.
I mean, most of the 6S ARRMA, Steve, come with the optional speed gearing included in there. But then I'm thinking this is a Limitless thing. I'm to be honest, guys, I'm surprised it comes with any gearing on it. I'm surprised they don't just say, well, do what the hell you like with it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's capable out of the box.
Yeah.
Very.
I wouldn't want to. I mean, would you get a road car and like shift the petrol tank to the other side and like, you know, shift the engine to the other side to move the weight around? You wouldn't, would you? Why are you going to do that with an R6 car, which is going to be
for views? Would be my guess.
Oh, yeah, I know, but any kind of anything you're doing that weight balance, you're looking at. I mean, it goes wrong. 100 miles an hour, guys. 147 feet per second.
Yeah, and more views.
You know, so.
Oh wow! So John brought up a good point. He says Limitless does include a center spool.
Yeah.
Infraction has center diff.
Yes.
Huh. So
Oh, yeah.
even that is
Oh.
different.
I
Wow.
did mention that at the beginning of the video if you were paying attention. I don't know.
Yeah, I did. On mine, I mentioned on that. I said the Limitless has got the spool on there. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I guess I must have missed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were sleeping, or maybe you were dreaming
you were
about
watching.
your
It was
your
panicky.
car beating my car or something like that. You were dreaming about that. I don't know.
Yeah,
about
something in that
Mexican
nature.
dreams.
Okay. You're probably right there, Tank.
It's all good. But yeah, I think ARRMA is doing a very good job in coming out with those two RCs, and I like the fact that they're reusing a lot of their other parts, but actually come out with a new chassis for it. It's a longer chassis.
Yeah.
But the A arms are the same as some other trucks. There's some stuff that are cross compatible, which is
Right.
good because you
Yeah.
can buy one A arm and it's going to fit on a bunch of your trucks, so you don't have to keep a lot of parts.
Yeah, that's what I highlighted, that some parts, things like the sliding gear mount, things like that were common between the trucks. Get that aero chassis completely all new on there.
Yeah.
And then here's another question that could probably be highly debatable. So on that Limitless, what system would be highly recommended to put on there? What are you guys' thoughts?
I'll put the same system that guy was running on the video. If you're gonna do speed run, it depends on if you're gonna do speed run. I go with what the last video dude did 100 with.
Did you put the XL1 capsule in it?
The XL2.
My first thought being, guys, right, okay, 100 miles an hour, 147 feet per second. Okay, my first thought wouldn't be the motor, any of that stuff, the radio. Would be my first thought before I did anything, would be the radio.
Yeah.
You got to get you a good radio. You got to have a good radio.
You do not
Spektrum is the way to go.
Yeah, you do not want to become famous for being the person that killed a 3-year-old toddler because your radio failed.
That's right. Yeah, that is right.
You should be driving that where a 3-year-old toddler. If you driving that where a 3-year-old toddler at, you need to be slapped anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
If you driving that around a 3-year-old toddler, you need to be slapped. You need to be chased out the neighborhood.
Doing it in the grade school parking lot.
Slalom.
Yeah,
Well,
and
have
that's
you guys
what,
heard about the new rules for flying drones in Canada?
yes.
That's crazy.
My DJI Spark, I can't fly it now, and I need a permit.
What are the
But I'm still flying it.
what are the new ones?
Just fly in the house.
And what's the point of putting the cones around you? What difference does that make? The drone's up in the air.
It's easier to find the person that crashed it.
I guess.
I guess those simulate gates, I guess, maybe.
I watch a channel called Peter McKinnon, and he did a video on that today, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. But when RC start going 100 miles an hour, they might make people get driver's licenses for those too.
I said earlier, I was having a go at somebody earlier in one of the comments, and I said, like, even 80 miles an hour, guys, which the Infraction does. I think it's 117 feet per second off the top of my mind. 80 miles an hour.
He says that the Infraction comes with a 26 pinion as an extra.
Yeah, 80 miles an hour. To anybody thinking about this, 80 miles an hour, 117 feet per second. So if you think 500-600 foot long parking lot you were in was big, it ain't big. Trust me. Bear in mind that's when it's up to 80. It's going to take 3-4 seconds to get up to 80. By which time you've probably smacked into the end of your 500-foot parking lot.
So now on this vehicle, gentlemen, so what would you put? A high kV motor or a low kV motor?
Low.
Low.
I agree, and also I would say low.
Yeah, because then it makes
it depends on the distance you're trying to do the 100 miles per hour in.
Yeah, but if you've got a low kV motor, it makes the power through the high volts you're putting through it as opposed to the amps. So it keeps the heat in the motor down.
And
So the
also
lower
depending what
kV, yeah,
battery
and
you're planning on running too.
But the higher kV is where you get your speed from.
Yeah, but then you're going to use a higher current, and the motor's going to overheat and fry.
and it's gonna blow. Yeah,
But that's the
and
risk
Richie's
you take
right.
of doing the speed run. That's the give and take right there. When you want to do speed runs, you're gonna have to, you're gonna be risking blowing stuff out.
Yeah, but you don't have to take that risk if you play around with the KVs on the motor. I mean, I watched on that JJ Customs, they did 102 mile an hour speed run outside the shop. They were doing I think we hit 92, 93 miles an hour with a 2600 kV motor, dropped down to 2200 kV, and the thing goes 102 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I think
What
well,
KV
I may be
would you
wrong.
need- What KV would you need to run 8S?
It depends.
Low.
I think you got to go
So-
with a lower kV to higher.
yeah.
The higher.
Yeah, it's like, but not only that. Say like a Poseidon 2200 kV motor generates can give a maximum power of 2000 watts, right? But their 1800 kV motor can generate 3900 watts of power. So you drop 400 kVs and the thing's capable of handling nearly double the power.
So hey, so this is interesting then. So if you get a higher kV, then you can run a lower S battery, but
Yeah.
probably still get the same output.
Yeah.
Well,
Then it comes into, that's fine if your car's nice and lightweight. If your car's heavy, what happens is it's like your road car. The high kV motor will never reach that high the rev range where it generates its power, so it'll run slower even though you're running high KVs. So it's all about the KV of the motor in relation to the weight of the car. So find out, a lot of it's by experimentation, to be honest. It really is.
yeah.
It just basically with the lower kV motor, you're able to put all the power on the ground. With a higher kV motor, it's hard to keep all the power on the ground.
Or it only lets rip loose at the top end. So you're going along and the thing's fairly sluggish until it hits like 70 miles an hour, then accelerates like hell. But by then, if you're running out of road, you're having to ease up.
True.
Dilemma. So then this is actually one of those things where, so if you compete next to an XO1, then it would all depend on the system that you have then.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I had an XL1 when I bought an XL1 off my friend Ryan just before I moved to California, and they sold it a couple of months later because it wasn't as fast as my Traxxas Fortec was in terms of acceleration, and it was like a bit of a handful on the road. It wasn't particularly stable.
So what do you think, Tank? What are your 2 cents on this?
I don't do speed runs, and I don't like speed runs, so I've never bothered doing the calculation for KVs versus amps and battery size. I just know that this guy put, I'll just show you real
Let's just
quick.
ask Tank what he runs in his crawler and do the opposite.
That is correct. So this guy ran
Make it simple.
a 4600 kV in his truck, and this is what he was doing with it. He was jumping all over the place.
Oh. And that would be John.
That would be John with his Hummer.
Yeah.
Like, this thing is a beast for a crawler.
Yeah.
Like, he was getting the speed of a Slash almost in the trails. It was just stupid.
Yeah. I've run the Castle Creations crawler combo, which is the Mamba X motor with Mamba X CSC, and
that's what he's running. Mamba X with Castle 4600 kV.
No, 2200 kV, and the thing being, you can squeeze the throttle, and literally the car will move forwards a millimeter at a time. The level of control it's got is just ridiculous. really.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying don't fit a brushless motor to like a crawler, but fit the right one. On there, low KB, it was just the level of control you got with it's incredible.
Yeah, just like somebody was mentioning a while back, he doesn't have the budget of buying the Limitless and actually doing some speed run. I might have the budget. I might be able to get a car and to do a speed run, but I have too much fun with those little guys. I like building. I like doing stuff like that. I don't like putting or upgrading cars. I hate upgrading cars like aluminum hop-ups or carbon fiber hop-ups. I'm not that guy. I'd rather get something else.
And the thing being, I would say to people, as I said, 100 miles an hour, 147 feet per second, right? So if your average roadway is, say, conservatively, it's at 40 feet wide, right? And you're running down the middle of the road, you haven't got 40 feet to play with, you've got 20 feet. So if the car is doing like 147 feet per second and it turns hard right or hard left, you've got what, 1/7 of a second react. So you're not going to react in that time. The thing is going to go hard left. It goes hard left or hard right. Goodbye. Expect to write the whole thing up. You've got a budget for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Brad is asking if any of us is getting the Limitless or Infraction. And yes, Richie is getting both of them. He ordered both of them.
Yep.
75 Game Dog seems pretty interested also.
I
rotate a lot of my stuff quite regularly, guys. So like I sell stuff to pay for the new stuff. So yeah.
So Tank, are you the Doc and Marty McFly kind of guy? You know, you want to get the DeLorean up to 88 miles an hour and that's it?
88 miles an hour is fast enough for me.
Okay, cool. You're gonna put a flux capacitor there too?
I have a flux capacitor on my short course truck.
I got a TTO2 here with a 5.5 kV motor, and it's stupid. It's fast, but everything else I have, a lot of cars, is just brush motor. I have more fun with those brush motor than I do with a lot of other ones. It's all what you want to do with the RCs, man.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I mean,
Float your boat.
one of the best.
Yeah. I don't see you, Tank, out there doing no speed runs, Big Tank. I don't got you doing no speed runs, Big Dog.
The only thing I do speed runs with is my dragster, my rail dragster that's up here. I got a rail car there, and that's my only speed car. So, and it's fun and fast.
And the thing being as well, you have to bear in mind, if something goes horribly wrong with one of those ARRMA speed runs and the thing begins to roll, that's like a 12 pounds of weight bouncing out of control down the street at 100 miles an hour plus.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and once it starts bouncing, it's very hard to stop.
Yeah.
It just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling.
Yeah, I don't mind if I'd rather it slide than it's like I used to go skiing at like quite high speed a lot, and I didn't mind sliding, but once you started to tumble, that's when you knew it was going to hurt. You know what? Yeah, at speed.
Filthy Coda said he's waiting for ARRMA's Christmas surprise.
Yeah.
Me and him both.
Everybody's talking about the X-Max killer.
So Tank,
I have
the Limitless. Okay, you can not make it into a speed car, but you can make it into a show car. Maybe you don't have to go all that fancy.
Burnout car.
Oh, I completely agree with you. You can buy the Limitless and actually put a brush motor in it and have fun.
Holy crap! Okay.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Sure.
Exactly. Why would you do that?
Nickel metal battery.
If you're going to buy a car that has aerodynamics and is built for speed, you're not going to put a Volkswagen motor into a F1 car. So I won't buy one.
You should. Yeah, I think you should be the first person to get a Limitless and put a brush motor on there. That would actually get a lot of views.
35 motor in the right gear and you've got to nearly hit 5 miles an hour.
Man.
Let's downgrade.
But I'd be surprised. surprised to see the speed I would get if I put one of those motors that I have for my dragster. Those motors are they take a lot of power. Can't remember the name.
5-turn?
Yeah, the 5-turn.
Those brush motors are the one that you can move the can right, left and right and stuff.
These are top fuel dragster motors with big brush.
Oh,
And
yeah.
5-turn motor. This thing is stupid fast. That's what I have
Those the
in my
brushes on the side.
Yeah, those are the brushes on the side.
Wow.
So these,
Wow.
Serious.
I'd love to see what something like this would actually do in a car.
Oh,
Wait, did you pull that motor off of like a what do you call it, blender or what?
Yeah, right.
No, it's written top fuel drag motor. They're actually meant for drag cars, but they are dragster motor. They're brushed. You do need a very good ESC to pump the power to it. In that one, I have the same motor. I have two motors, one in my hand, one in there, and I have a Traxxas Summit ESC in there, and I run 4S on there.
I can see people using that Limitless for drag racing. I think that people are focused on the speed of the thing in a minute, but it's got to be looking good for drag racing as well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Definitely.
Put a
Drag
No, but I mean,
racing.
but the thing is, Tang has
all
a.
over it, Rich. The Limitless got your name all over it, Rich.
and Tank has a point. Okay, like most of you guys, you say limitless, you say brushless, you say high-end components, but Tank, if you can get one, Tank, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that thing, with a brush system, and I wouldn't mind seeing it, how well it does. That would also, joking aside,
I think Frank would drive anything that you bought him, Gabriel.
oh, yeah? No, oh no, that would be. I have no response to that. We can probably start a GoFundMe or something, and we'll go from there.
We can do it right here in the chat.
Yeah, the super chat.
Yeah, I mean, that 100 mile an hour run I did, the car looked really well planted to the road, like it was stuck to the road. And I said to people, people think, oh, I'll just go my fast motor, fit different gearing, different batteries, and go and do the speed run. Like 95% of the work is done in the workshop. That's when you're doing that speed run bit. That's the last 5% is on there, and your heart's still not doing it, but your heart still flutters like hell. And particularly if you have it's going along well, and then just suddenly the thing lifts and begins to blow over. You've got to be so quick, or it's good night.
There we go. John from Net Cruiser RC says that he'll get a Limitless, put a brushless system in it, and drag my rail car.
Oh. And look, and since I'm in your side, Frank, I'm going with you, Frank. You got this, bro. You're gonna beat that, bright, new-looking Limitless there.
Well, I'd cut down on weight, Frank, and get a 380 motor. Call it good.
Man, I wish they start putting these cars out. Since they already sent the hobby store just put them out. Let's get them.
And there's one guy today I'd seen on Facebook, and he'd bought one of the Infractions from his local hobby store.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that Horizon Hobby have none of those cars in stock, other than the ones that they've sent out as demo models, which I learned earlier today. So they have no stock of either of the cars, other than those ones that went out as demo cars. So the hobby store must have sold in their demo car. But I mean, ARRMA are fairly ruthless. Traxxas are fairly ruthless. If that had been Traxxas, they'd ship cars out to people, but as a demo, people go and look at. If they sell that car before that dealership has received stock, that's it. Goodbye. Your Traxxas contract is ripped up. That's you out of the game. So whether Horizon Hobby are going to do similar or not, I'm not sure.
Hey, Tank, did you read RC Master's comment?
No.
It says, "Don't brush motors have more torque." What do you guys think of that? If I can answer, it depends on what motor you have. Okay, brushless and brush motors, some are torque tuned, some where you can just turn the can and, you're raising the RPMs, the timing, how they so call it. It's just a give and take. If it's just a basic brush motor, it's all, in the specs, but if it's tunable, then you're saying otherwise, because it's a total different motor, when you start, messing with the timing. So I don't know if you guys can add something to that.
Oh, and guys, I've got most of the parts. Sorry to diverge for that. The tanks, the pivot mount.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the case coming tomorrow for the GoPro Fusion. So hopefully over the weekend I'll get that round, and that'll be like doing it, but the pole should disappear as it swings around the car. Fingers crossed.
Cool.
Cool.
That's gonna be sweet.
Sorry to digress that. I just popped in my head. That was looking through around the garden. Yeah.
Innovation RC, the guy that did the speed run today.
Yeah.
He's in the chat right now.
Oh, is
Hey. That's right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anything that we
Innovation
said
RC, we're
negative,
talking
you
to-
just blame it on Tank.
He thinks she's
Thanks for
brushless.
popping in. I actually left a comment on his video and I invited him in either in the chat or on the video. So
That's great.
thanks for dropping by. I really appreciate it.
What spec was Innovation running on that car, guys? By the way, sorry, that was the one thing I didn't say. I just glanced at it earlier.
Which what?
What was the spec with on the 100-mile-an-hour run? What was the spec of the motor, ASC, etc.?
The specs of his motor and ESC?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he mentioned it.
He pulled it off his XO1, right?
Oh, right.
If I'm not mistaken.
XO1, if I'm not mistaken, also, yeah. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe he should jump on with us and tell us about it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. He's the man of the hour.
Yeah, he is. He's actually driven one. Over 100 miles an hour, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put the link up in the chat there. If you want to click on it, you can come in live if you want and talk to us about your stuff.
Yeah.
And what you did.
Join, bro.
In live.
1800 kV.
Wow. Okay. So he went low.
Yeah.
He went low kV.
That Poseidon motor I was talking about, guys, I only mentioned the Poseidon motors because JJ Customs has just become a dealer for them. And that was the one that I noticed that I was looking through the specs of them, and Jason was running the 2600 one, then he dropped down to the 2200 one. But both of those were 2000 watts. But the 1800 kV one was, as I say, 3900 watts. So 400 kV drop, and yet it's nearly double the power. And that's on 8S capable as well. $165, 3,900 watts, 8S capable. Got to be looking good for, and it would squeeze in that as well because the can is just over 90. So I think that if the leads exit on the side, right, some of those TP motors that people are looking at, they've got the worst problem is they're not just longer than will fit in that space there. The leads exit at the end, not at the side.
Yeah.
So you've not got just the size of the can of the motor. And those wires are so thick, you can't just bend them through 90 degrees, or I wouldn't risk like snapping one personally. But.
Yeah. Just like Innovation RC is saying right now is what you were saying is about the motor has the torque. What I intended to run 6S, which is low kV, efficiency overcame my need for higher RPM motor.
Sweet.
So he wants to go higher. Oh, okay.
And he was the guy to get it in his hands of all people. I mean, look at his other speed runs with the ARRMA stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does a lot of speed run with all the other ARRMAs. That's correct.
I want to see that jet motor. He's got molded on the front.
Wow.
Yeah, he has an.
Yeah.
He has an awesome channel.
Yeah, Innovation. If you want to jump in, I did put the link a little higher up. If you want to, the link is there. If you can't, it's all good.
I think you scared him away because you said brushed. No, I'm just
maybe I scared him with brush.
If he comes on naked and we all get banned, Tank, but this is your fault.
Yeah, it's your
Yeah.
fault. Anything negative is Tank's fault. That's it.
The problem with these brush motors is that nobody has the big enough ESCs to run them. Everybody has brushless ESCs that has high capacity, and nobody has brushed ESCs that have a high capacity anymore.
I just subbed to him.
Innovation or
He said he can
brushed
find
very-
it.
All good. Can't find the link. It's a little higher here. I'll paste it again. It's right here under your comment.
You're the VIP man, Innovation RC.
Yeah. Everybody wants to talk to you.
I want an autograph, man.
Everybody
Come on in.
Jelly. I subbed to him just now. I want to see more.
Right.
What's the name of your channel? Mine or?
No, look, Innovation RC. You see that link where it says the Tank RC? The Tank RC is hosting, the live stream here on YouTube. All you got to do is just click the link, and it will send you to Google Hangouts. Once you're there, you're able to hang out, with us here in the stream.
I think he's looking for Driftomaniacs RC channel.
Okay. Well,
Never
in case
mind.
you didn't know how to join, well, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a dummy, but yeah, there you go.
Phil Core C. He likes running brushed motor on 3S.
All right, guys, I'm gonna check out. I gotta go pack for Horizon Fest. So,
All right, man. Have fun.
Hey, thanks, Tony, for dropping in. Really
yeah,
appreciate it.
you guys enjoy the hangout. I'll keep listening, and but I just don't have anything packed yet.
Nothing?
Say,
And I fly out in 6 hours, so we'll see you guys later.
say bye to your
we want
miserable
to
mud.
put
Have fun, Tony.
All right, have a good time.
Cool.
Yeah, just
Later.
watch JTRC's got a video up showing the Infraction next to the XL1, and they're very similar in size.
Innovation says he's updating the app, so he's gonna join pretty soon.
You want to sell that rig, Innovation? You want to sell it?
Still over here is hustling already. It's like, what's up,
I don't
man?
want to sell it. I'll buy it right now, man. Come
You got
on,
PayPal?
man. I'll PayPal it right now. Let's do it.
That's what I'm saying. Guys, if you just wait till a couple of weeks after they come out and just be prepared to buy two. Buy the front half from one person that's crashed it and the back half from another person that's crashed it.
Right on.
Yeah.
For anybody that
Next ones.
does not know Innovation RC, here's his YouTube channel, and he actually does a lot of different stuff. And I'll put the link to his channel here in the chat. So
He got 1,000 subscribers, man. They sent him the car. He only got that's good.
No, and he was at 900 when I saw his video.
Yeah, this morning.
Yeah,
here's his YouTube channel.
congrats, man.
RC Dude 81, they sent him that Typhoon, and he only had 1,000.
Okay.
And he just put his ARRMA Limitless. He's already at 7,000 views on that one.
Yeah. Wow.
Man.
14.
That one skyrocketed.
That's
It's
all?
like,
Only 7,000?
Hopefully, when he hit
That
1,000,
thing's
then he
gonna be
monetized
100,000.
it.
yeah, but he's got to have the views also, eh? It's not just he's got to have a certain amount of views.
Yeah. I was going to say that 7K is a moneymaker right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure is.
So check out his channel. Go sub to him. I already did. Does he have any playlists? No playlists. You should make some playlists, Innovation. It really helps the channel.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago we were talking about that, and I went and checked out some of the channels of the people that are in the Hangouts. Like, man, they really are like Driftomatic and Frank, yourself, have a whole bunch of different playlists. Like, yeah, I guess I could break down my cars and put them in different playlists.
Yeah, like 20 different playlists.
Yeah.
Hey, Innovation is asking how to add myself to the chat. So you gotta approve it, bro. If you see it's gonna click, tell you to allow to be on the chat.
And then join.
Yeah, then join.
Click the link that I put up a little while ago. Do you have an email here? Maybe I can send you an email. No, there is no email.
Yeah, that's what I used to have to do, was email myself the link and then open it.
Yeah, it's easier with the email.
But everybody's setup's different, so.
No, and another thing, back then I wasn't the cool kid. I didn't get the email notification from Tank, but now I do.
Right, can engrave.
So I don't have to go through all that stuff.
Link to join the chat. Hold on, let me get it again. And I'll paste it here again.
That was Biltico asking that.
Yeah, I know.
Tank, we might get you in the speed runs, buddy, with this one.
That might give me, maybe.
Don't limitless. We might pull you out the old closet, Tank. Get
I might
that
have
speed
to
run
do a GoFundMe page or a get a lot of money in the chat going.
Better start hustling.
Showing some leg.
Hey Tank, you gonna thread the old needle, Tank. We gonna get you out.
Yeah, the dragster need to be run, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed.
So speaking about playlist, if I can say, so the Glamisphere is still on tour. The playlist, it's in my channel, you know, and it's up to date. So the latest person who ran it, and he happens to be here, is 11 Charlie. You know, he did an awesome job. You know, thanks for being part of it. Right now, it's going down to Bull Gear RC videos.
Yeah.
Just
wait a minute, RC Basher Boy. Innovation, send me an email to thetankrc@gmail.com. So thetankrc@gmail.com, and I'll send you a link real quick. Go ahead, RC Basher Boy. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, because we need Innovation RC in here. And so the Glamisphere on tour. I do have a playlist. You know, go check it out. It's in my channel, and it's up to date. So the next person that will get it is Bull Gear RC videos. So if you haven't seen his channel, go ahead and sub, like, and you know it will be there soon. So yeah, that's it.
Cool. So how many more people does the Glamisphere have to go see? How many people?
It's gonna be Bull Gear RC videos. Then from there, it's going to Driftomaniacs. From Driftomaniacs is going to Adventure Time RC. After Adventure Time RC, BSRC will get it. And from BSRC, it's coming home to Papa.
Yeah, right. Cool. Until you have more, about 5 more.
Until you have more,
No, that's it, man. That's it. And actually, it's coming home, and it's going straight to my local hobby shop. You know, so.
It's going to the museum.
Yeah. My local hobby shop. And from there, yeah, we'll do... And look, speaking of Bull Gear RC videos, he just barely joined. If you haven't checked them out, go ahead and check them out. You know, if you're keeping up with the Glamisphere, you know, it will be in his channel pretty soon. So yeah, if you wanna go ahead and check out Bull Gear RC videos, subscribe to him. Also, he does a lot of crawling, good content. And actually, here's the thing: I wanted for him to be part of the Glamisphere tour because I know he strictly sticks to RC crawlers, and I wanted him to, you know, step out of the comfort zone. So I really want to see what he does. So, and I'm really excited to see what he does.
Video, the Charger, that wasn't a crawler.
Yeah, and actually, that was his first. Told me that was his first running, you know, car running video. So I guess that was, you know, his practice run, I guess. So.
So here's the thing.
Yeah, and I say that.
He email you, Frank.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for it there to come in. It's got to cross the border from Canada to US, so it shouldn't take that long.
Hey,
So
Steve,
here's the
that little
thing.
thing is tough.
Do I say that a lot? So here's the thing.
Yeah, you say it. And then it's funny because the 6S Phazon has the identical lines and everything to this paint job and body. Like I looked at it, and it's like if you put them pictures side by side. The only thing that we broke was the body cracked a little bit right there. Out of all that batching.
That's a small car. What size? What scale is that?
It's a little 16th scale. It's still got protective film on it, but yeah, from landing on the back, we just put a little crack in it. But Gorilla Tape.
I'm surprised that it survived as well as it did, hitting those curbs head on at full speed.
Yeah, the chassis and A-arms are near full tech. That front bumper is amazing.
It's crazy.
That was pretty
You
cool.
got to put a
man,
stamp on it, Steve-O.
I know.
Steve-O, do you approve?
Right on.
I still did
yeah.
not get the email.
Come on, Tank, you got this. You got this.
One word.
Yeah. There, I just added it to the chat. Just do a copy paste, just in case there was a spelling mistake.
In Canada, do you need a license to receive email?
No, just try drone.
Bill Boynton says he's held up in customs.
He was at one car, they pulled aside. Pull aside.
Innovation says he can get Philip if you actually want him. Who's Phil?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Filthy Cole? He's here.
Yeah, Phil.
Cool dude.
No, Phil P.
Philip. No, Phil P.
It is Philip.
Philip. So actually, yeah, stay away from
please,
the limitless.
anything you can get, that'd be appreciated.
You know, if you can't see those words, then yeah, I wouldn't recommend you get the limitless.
Filthy RC is over the other side of the base. I've gone and met Phil. Nice guy. Do check out his channel.
Philip Jolly.
Philip Jolly. Philip Jolly.
Sorry, guys. I was I muted it because I had to go and make Izzy an ice cream milkshake, and it's using a blender. Would have deafened you all. So,
sure, if you want to get him, go ahead. He says Philip Jolie is one of the fastest guy in the world. Fastest.
Phil's he won. He was the one that won my speedrun challenge. The envelope that I stuck on the wall right at the start of the video.
Okay.
Nobody noticed it for the whole month. It sat there above every video I was doing. It said fastest speedrun guy, and it was Phil's name written inside of it.
Cool.
Phil's very approachable. Is that everybody? It's like, yeah, sure, he does things faster than people. But if you like contact him on Facebook, and as long as you're not like bugging the hell out of him, you just say, right, Phil, what spec are you running on that car? He's quite happy. He's not like one of these guys that hides away at the back of the car. He's quite happy to tell you what he's running on there, gearing, wheels, body, and things like that. Because that body I've got for the Fortec, I said, Phil, mine's all over the place. What body are you running on it? So he gave me links to the body, and he did different wheels for the back. So I said, what are you running, Phil? It tells me 30mm wheels on the back. So very approachable. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
So yeah, get him in here too.
I did send you the email.
If you want, guys, if you want Tank next week, I can get Phil to come on if you want.
Well, it looks like Infraction can get him also. I just sent him the email, so he can forward him the email if he can this week. Good. If not, let's do it next week.
Yeah, and we'll sing Kumbaya or something, you know?
I think he's Midwest, somewhere like that. So,
oh, yeah?
Are you trying to get hold of him now? Because I can try if you want. But
Innovation RC already emailed him.
You know, this may sound a little bit ignorant, but also, I don't know if you also have checked Kenny Malprower Melanco.
Oh yeah, Kenny, very fast.
I figured he was the fastest guy in the world, but Philip Jolly, I've never heard of him. I guess I need to check his channel out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and look at that car.
Yeah. I think Kenny started out with quite slow stuff and then got really got into the speedrun stuff. Because when I was starting out, Kenny used to comment quite a bit on my channel. But...
No, he always comments.
Whose video was this?
This is the one on the ARRMA site.
Oh, okay.
And see, on that video, you can see sparks coming out of the, the undercarriage, and I was like, wow.
The thing that they show the bit you've got there on the video, they're showing it without the integrated aero. They're showing it without the sparks bits on there. At the rear diffuser, there's screw holes.
Yeah, right here.
Screws. It's titanium screws that go in the back there, guys. So somebody Google it and look those up and start selling packs of them on eBay because you'll make a fortune.
Yeah, this is where the screw goes, and this is what makes the sparks.
That's it. Exactly that tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so Richie.
Yeah.
Richie.
So Bulgar RC video says, man, look at that cool hat. Driftomaniacs.
Oh, guys, we could get into Nevermind sticker swapping. Hat swapping.
I got guys here. What's this called? Two of them right there.
This one's embroidered, guys. What do people think? I displayed as the demo one, so but it looks all right, I think. Anyway,
it's like you sat on it.
That's nice.
Yeah, I know. Let's see.
You gotta get a more circular head.
Yeah. I want the structure caps. That looked really good, guys, wouldn't it?
Trucker Rich.
No, the hat looks good. Are you going to start selling them or start sending them to your favorite people?
It was one of those Facebook thing that came through and it said, you know, buy the hat. It was something like about $6 like promotional offer or something. I had to wait about 3 weeks for it to arrive. But I thought, well, give it a go. Bucks, it's not too bad. But it's fully embroidered on there. So
do you guys see me? Innovation wants to know.
No.
No.
Now, once you log on, you got to click on the little tab that says I agree, and then it's going to be on the bottom. It says join.
There you
go.
Right there. There you go.
You did it.
The man of the hour.
There he is.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, boss.
We're just having fun here talking about ARRMA and the new stuff that they have.
Yeah.
And first thing right off the bat, I don't know if you follow Steve D from the 313, but he really wants to know if you have that for sale.
Right here, baby.
I can respond to that really sarcastically. But
We're super jelly over here.
yeah.
no, it's Steve. So answer it as sarcastically as you want.
Exactly.
No. It's all good. You know, I've gotten so many requests in regards to that. You know.
Yeah, no, I was
Yeah,
joking, but
yeah, you would.
good
I
video.
know you're joking, but you're kind of not.
Right.
Yeah, he is kidding, but if you do say yes, he'll take it.
I bet you
Yeah,
would.
because yes, I'm not kidding anymore. What's your paper?
$1
bill?
billion.
What?
On the ARRMA Ask the Army thing earlier, there was like some like stupid I'll pay $1,000 for one. I'm like well, just like wait 2 weeks, guys, and buy it normal price. But yeah.
Yeah.
What? Like, how long did I wait for it?
Did you know? You didn't know it was coming?
Did
Well,
you know it was coming?
Actually, I had no idea, and well, I had an idea about like 2 months ago or so. I was contacted by a real nice guy. He was a senior executive of Verizon. But before I knew that, you know, he was just a random guy who texted me, "Hey, we really love what you do, this and that." You know, so we were talking for about 10 minutes, and this was 2 months ago about. And then, so we kept going on, and he asked me, "Do you think you can build us a jet car?" You know, Actually, it's this thing right here. But that's the one that you guys saw.
Yeah.
I was like, sure,
Yeah.
but if I may ask, who are you? He told me. I'm like, holy shit. So, yeah. It took a minute. So he told me, but you know, I had to keep quiet in regards of it because it would not be released yet. So
Yeah.
the video that you saw, I actually made 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I was doing my best to keep my my trap sealed on it, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Good job. Nobody burgled you and drove it.
There's a question here in the chat room from JP Slayer. He's saying, which one do you like better, X01 or Limitless?
Do you want? Well, I'm not going to be biased. To be real honest, I'm going to say obviously the Limitless. Why? Not because it's blue and it looks 80% more badass, but because Horizon actually looked at us and what we do with our speedruns. You know, it's not just another GT build. Now, GT builds, they're real quick, they're real nice. I like that. But what they did, they took into account what we, the speedrunners, wanted, not what they wanted to see in their company. That is one thing that blew my mind. That's what makes me want the car. I mean, obviously I have it, but that's why this release is more nostalgic and will be nostalgic than any other release that I feel that I've been through. I've been in this for about 10 years. I've never felt so close to the whole group. You know, we all actually loved it, but that's more what it's about. It's not about getting sales, even though they'll get it. But reason why is because Horizon listened to us. That's why I think Limitless easily will triumph. Also because they're not using 10 skill parts. Just saying.
Wow.
Nice.
It's like we heard, you know, a nice, mellow, you know, awesome speech right there, man. Hands down to you, man. You actually did a great job.
Yeah.
And I really did enjoy, you know, your content. So.
And I have to say, I appreciated that far more than anyone from what's it called, ARRMA Australia. Do we have a company, ARRMA Australia? You know the guy I mean.
Yeah.
Of your videos.
Okay, got it.
Baz did do one thing, put his foot in his mouth and replace it with the other one. Yeah.
Cool. Now, why did you run foam tires on your run? Because you did not run the original tires that came with that car.
Okay.
Oh, that's where I was hammering. I'm sorry, that's where I was hammering you a bit earlier. Why didn't you run the original tires?
There is a good reason for that. All right, now reason that I was sent the Limitless about a month ago, and that was before I made anything of the video. Well, they wanted me to get footage and be ready for the time. Now, I had a month, and of course I told them I'd be busy with work. Now, they sent me the car. The tires that were on the car, I believe, were the original prototypes. Reason being that they were not even finalized yet. So I was told and stressed over, do not go stupid fast. Now, you know, 60, 70, that's pretty fast, but, you know, we all know what real fast is. Because they have not been finalized yet. So I was given a new pair, which are actually right here. These are the old pair, the original prototype. I believe they're the prototypes, but these haven't been finalized. These are brand spanking new. So I will be running these within the next couple videos. And I like them. So that's the reason. They just weren't finalized because I was given it so soon.
Okay, makes sense.
Not a bad thing, really.
From a YouTube view perspective, I would say follow that up, hammer that home, and say these are the original tires. This is what it runs like on the, you know, what it's meant to be on there. Yeah.
Can you repeat that? It's kind of hard to hear the reception.
Sorry.
It
was good to say to people, like, this is the bad, this is the good of the, you know, compare and contrast the benefits of what it was going to be, what it is now on the tires?
You still don't understand your damn.
What he's saying is,
No,
I know
okay,
the topic about tires.
Nobody
I
has
don't
the
know.
option for the flat tires, so.
okay, right.
Could he get a review with the stock tires on it? Could he get a basic review with the stock tires on it? Is what he's
Oh,
saying.
absolutely.
Thank you very much, guys. Sorry for my crap English accent. I wish you could
No,
speak
you're good.
English.
You're all good. But no, I mean, why I wanted to run the GRP, you know, it's a compound that I'm really familiar with, and I didn't really want to crash it because there's not exactly
that's a good point.
out for it that I can get easily yet. So I was kind of running in my comfort zone for the first 101 mile an hour pass. Now I did have another pass, and I already have another video that none of you know about, and I blew past 100 safely.
Oh,
That's good.
wow.
So that's something that will be coming out next week. I'm gonna let the waves kind of settle down a little, you know, it's expected. But then I'll
do your thing, man. Do your thing, man.
Then I'll be doing of the new tires because I've been wanting
Sweet, man.
Now, what's the texture like on those tires? Are they soft rubber? What is your feeling on them?
Compound.
Well,
The compound.
obviously it's rubber. It's semi-sticky. I would assume if you kind of scuff it up a little, it'll be stickier, depending on the kind of road where you're really running at. You know, if I kind of give it a squeeze in the middle, it's stiff. You know, it's not Here, this is a stock Typhon tire, version 4, I believe. If I go like this, you know, you can kind of squeeze the rim. It feels like the rim is a little bit more sturdy. No.
Okay.
Do you think you're gonna pull 100 off with him?
Well, he said he passed 100.
Yeah,
With
he
the
did
stock tires?
pass for 100.
Those are the GRPs.
He's-
If I'm capable of passing 100 with the Hoons, I believe, yeah, with the Hoons, I'll do 110 or 120. You know, if I'm not comfortable with a certain kind of compound or a tire, I won't get past 80. Will not. Like when I ran foams. Some guys love foams, you know. Me, not happy. No, it's just all preference. Now these, no one knows.
You run fresh tires each
No one
speed
knows, you know. And that's what I stated in the video. Yes, they're rated to 100. I'm not worried that they'll explode.
Yeah.
But, you know, that happens regardless. It's just no one has ever done this before with these tires, and we'll see. You know, that's all I can say. And I will do a tire review. You know, I do have a couple other ideas in mind. You know, I do want to actually kind of cut down the gearing a little bit and actually make more of an on-road dash setup and maybe put out some cones. You know, test the agility. You know, that's another thing I really want to do.
That'd be pretty cool.
You know, you don't always want to see.
Jahan, bear in mind it's based on the infraction. It's based on the same thing. When you see what the infraction does, they're drifting around with that. The thing is, obviously, the chassis is fairly agile in terms of like what it can do, as you say, around corners.
I can't say a lot. I know that they're based off the same chassis, but I don't know what the suspension setup is like, so I don't know how it would feel. So
yeah, I mean, it looks pretty much identical in terms of the layout and everything. I can't imagine they put a huge difference into the, like, okay, the shock hole might be different, but and the spring rates might be slightly different, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're exactly the same.
yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking of taking a ride all the way up to, I mean, I'm currently in Boca Raton, if you don't know, in Florida. It's about a 1 hour drive from where I'm at. It's one hobby shop. It's RC Revolution. They have I forgot the name. I'm sorry, it's late. It's not Limitless.
Infraction?
Yeah, that's it. Infraction. He has one up there, so I actually wanted to bring mine, and I actually wanted to do a side-by-side comparison of both and really see, because right now I can't tell you something I don't know 100% about, you know.
That makes sense.
They're asking in the chat what kind of system you use on the speedrun. Yeah, the electronics.
On
your car. What kind of a
Yeah,
system did you use? You said it earlier in the chat, but if you want to say it in the video.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I'm trying to pull the chat back up on here so I can see, unless there's a way
Oh,
to pull
makes
it.
sense. No, there's no way to see it. You do have to pull it from the second device.
Okay.
Yes.
1 second.
Just
All
on the
right.
second device, just make sure you mute your device.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. Wow.
And also, while you do that, if I can have a small request, man, you think you can show us the car?
Yes. It is currently in my car.
Maybe put it on your bed.
And all the rest of us, right? That Spectrum Radio.
All right. Okay. Well, I can't
Everybody's
find
drooling
it.
over here.
What I ran obviously was an XLX. You know, that's pretty much the full. It's not foolproof unless you really know what you're doing. But you know, I ran a motor that I know really well, knowing that it's been out for 10 years and I've ran it a lot. You know, the 17. I actually have one up here. Here's another one.
Oh boy.
Sweet.
So I ran. It originally said 1650 kV, but that was a sticker. I pulled the sticker off. I was like, "The heck is this?" For 10 years, I didn't know that. It's really 1800 kV. So you know, I'm not disappointed or anything, but it's an 1800 kV, and I ran the stock timing on the ESC. So I believe it's 5, 10, I don't know. But I ran 8mm bullets, the whole typical, you know, speedrun setup, and the XLX. And I ran the Graphene Panther. So
Now, what gearing were you using?
I put a 30 in. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure exactly what's in the middle. Hang on, I'm looking at the box now to see. It's hit a 29 or like a 30 or a 39 that they said that the center spool was.
So now, look, I have a question for you, man, and I'm sure everybody here in chat would like to know. But since you already ran the car, what would be the ideal electronics for that platform?
Well, honestly, if you look at Philip Jolly, what he runs, if you look at a lot of other people that go fast, XLX by default. Period. You know, that all that it allows power to transfer. So you need the biggest, most pain tolerant device out there, and that is the XLX.
Okay, I know nothing about speedrun. I know nothing about those motors. What is an XLX? Who makes it?
Hang on.
Castle tank.
Yeah. Is there a way to flip my camera?
Yeah, just tap it and turn your camera sideways. The other way.
There we go.
There we go.
All right. Well, the XLX pretty much. This is actually on my Titan, by the way. So, XLX, it's a 1/5 scale ESC made by Castle. It's really good. The tunability is insane. You could read what it pulls by pulling the data log. It's a real useful tool. Now, this is my other Titan that I actually run the big block in, my other one. And I'll show that after.
No,
show it now. Show it now.
Got Basher Boy drooling.
Tank, everybody shows their porn these days.
Like that. Huh?
Some RC porn there. Hey, keep your phone turned the other way. It looks better.
Like this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
It stops the black bars.
Okay.
A lot better, bro.
All right.
Thank you.
Typical speedrun setup. I mean, it really depends if you're new. Oh god, I'm still being blown up by messages. All right. Pretty much if you're new in the whole speed game, you know, I would typically choose a Y configuration, being that they're not as amp hungry, so it's going to be a little bit easier on your ESC and whole setup. And some people, they want to say, oh, 34, which would be direct drive gearing. You know, that can, it's not safe at first unless you know what you're getting into. So obviously you want to be in some kind of gear reduction, you know. A lot of people, they start out with the TP motors. They're the best bang for your buck on the market. I started out with one. You could really take it to the top. You just have to know a good setup. I only know as good of a setup as, you know, as I've done, 133. Now it's quick, but it's pretty much average for what the average competitive speed guy would do. You know, there's other guys doing 150, 60, 70, but they run all these other, yeah, no. So, but yeah, I'm
crazy, bro.
Near boasting, but a lot of the guys out there, they have a lot of knowledge. And by the way, Phil Jolly, he's taught me a lot. You know, he was with me from the start. Definitely, he's taught me a lot, as well as a lot of other people. So don't think I got here. Oh, you know, I just did this, did that, cheated off some picture. No.
Well, let me tell you something, man. You're a star. You're using the latest, you know, ARRMA stuff, and you know, you're doing a great job, man. Also, another question on those big mortars. What kind of spur and pinion are you using? Are you using stock, metal?
The Limitless?
Yes.
Stock. It was stock. All that I added was the 32.
The pinion?
Yep, 32th Mod 1. Went right up.
Wow.
Cool.
And amazingly, I didn't even, I mean, I put thought to it, but I just wanted to only break 100. I didn't want to do anything spectacular and risk anything. So that's why I left that, and it happened. Hey.
Yeah, I just want to clarify.
How did the car feel? How did the car feel at that speed?
Well, it's probably the best vehicle I've ever driven out of the box. You know, I didn't even have to tune the suspension. You know, both my cars. This one is, you can see, I call this one Shockwave. It's my Typhon. Pretty much, I limited all the shocks. You know, there's about 10 to 15 pounds of force on here. You know, I could barely squeeze that. That's a Neurospin. But I had to tune all this stuff just so it can maybe be as pin straight as that was. And that's why I kind of got excited, because I was like, holy crap, you know, this thing really ran well for the first time. And I didn't do anything to it but add electronics.
Don't pull it out of there.
1,000-weight fluid, right? The shocks.
Pull it on out of there. Pull it on out of there, man. You got to sit on.
Before you pull it out of there, I want to say something, and I want to clarify something, because Wade Splitter is not doing a debate, but he's talking about some stuff. He's saying that to reach 120 miles an hour, you do not need XLX. And I don't think he was there at the beginning of the conversation. And when a Basher Boy RC was asking Innovation, what is the dream, what's the best combo he would wish he could put into the Innovation, into the Limitless, into Limitless. And that's where that conversation led to. Yes, you don't need an XLX to always have top speed. You can put there's a lot of other things that's going to do it. But he says, what's the best one he could even wish to have in there? And that's where that conversation went to.
That would be correct. You know, I have never put down Hobby Wing or any of those ESCs. I love them, you know. They are really high quality ESCs. It's not even a downside to running one, but if you run one for a certain application, you know, you want to get the right tool for the right job, kind of. There are a lot of limiters in it that will prevent, you know, a lot of stuff. In the XLX, you can turn them off.
It's all back to what I was saying about, guys, power to weight kind of on the thing on there. You can have, like, it's like dumping a Ferrari engine in a Mini, putting a Mini engine in a Ferrari. It's about that power to weight, getting the right balance on the car. ARRMA have absolutely nailed it on the Limitless.
Hey, do you think it being with the motor in the front like that got to do with a lot of the handling with the motor in the front?
Oh, I'm loving that layout. I'm loving that front engine with the 2 batteries on the side. Absolutely loving that for the balance.
Yeah, to be real honest, I like it too. You know, now if you put weight to the front of the vehicle, and I'm also sorry, I'm just unlocking the stuff so he can see the Limitless. But you really want to consider weight, you know, where it goes, and if you do change it, you want to make sure you're as even as possible. Now, if we're talking speed, you kind of want a low center of gravity. Now, does that big 1 pound motor, I think it's a pound or something, but it's a heavy motor.
Yeah, I was thinking about
If
that
I take
too
this
because
out, if I take this out, what I would rather have, rather than weight keep me down at high speed, I'd rather have the aerodynamics to do it for it. As long as your weight is equal.
Thank you, my boy. Right, I've said to people, right, you go out and tune your RC road. You go out and tune your road car, and you take your road car from 200 horsepower to 500 horsepower. Do you go and put 250 kilos of weight in the front of your road car? No, you don't. You don't do it. So why would you? You don't do it on a road car. So why would you do it in an RC car? Thank you very much, Mr. Innovation. You don't do it on the road car. Why on earth would you do it on an RC car, guys? You don't do it on your road car.
That's true.
Rich, give me a glass of that wine, Rich. You got over
Yeah.
I'll be right back in 2 minutes. All right, guys? I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
No
Go ahead, bro.
I put weights in my wheel car, but not for performance.
I got weights in my wheel in my SCX10 too. SCX10 in the front.
Yeah.
I need to keep that front down, man.
Yeah, remember that when building that brush speedrun car tank.
We have a problem. He actually left.
Rich scared him away.
Hey, he's got the link. He can come back.
Yeah, Richie scared him away.
He left. Oh no.
He'll be back.
He said he'll be
Get
back.
back in now.
Yeah. Gotta show him how to.
Probably had a phone call or something.
And also, look, you're actually listening to a guy that he loves, you know, to do speed runs. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now, as far as, and I know it's a huge debate, you know, with what system to choose from, you know, what types of budgets you have, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the day, man, you know, it all depends what you want to do. Okay. What direction you want to go. Obviously, you know, the more expensive you go, the easier it is for you to actually run your vehicles. Okay. And that's another thing, you know, that's a point that Innovation RC is trying to get by. And I mean, like I said,
but I'll agree.
You know, total respect, you know, like I said,
Just
down,
like Wig Spiller RC was saying earlier also, he says, who can afford $600 just for an ESC on their speed car? Well, there's people that can. There's people that buy bass boat, that buy bass boat to go fishing. Why do you need a bass boat to go fishing when a rowboat do the same thing? It's your passion.
Exactly.
It's what you do. Why do you need a Harley and not a Honda?
It's some of the time, as I say, a lot of the time, that guy with running the $400 ASC will get beaten by the guy running the $200 ASC.
Exactly.
Yeah. As speed runs, so much of it is 95% of it is done in the workshop. That last 5% out on the road, that's up to you.
Or for other people to understand, you know, why is the Glamisphere better than the Exoterra? You know what I mean? It's simple math.
Just bury it. Will you just bury it?
You know, it's all, you know, bottom line, man. By the end of the day, you know, it is what you like, and you know. So
innovation. There's a local guy here, Innovation, that wants to buy the Limitless, and he wants to drag race me. And I'm all for it, but he's gonna drag race me against this guy. So it's just a small guy.
That's a
But
bit
it's a drag race. It's not a top speed. It is a quarter-mile drag race. So we'll see what he does.
Tank, doesn't matter what.
So now I'm not the biggest in drag race.
I'll send you this.
Tactic.
Tactic, yeah.
What was that innovation?
Do you want these?
Oh, throw them away.
Paperweights.
Yep. Yeah.
Basher will love those.
This
No, I
thing
don't.
is so light. This is so light. It's just a carbon frame fiber. This thing weighs nothing. It's just the weight on the motor is at the back. That's it. Like the gearing and all that is just in the back. It's stupid light. How light this thing is.
Hey, look at your donation, Frank.
$5.
Hey, Frank, you already got $5 to buy the limitless. Limitless.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a
And I'm trying to understand it. Like, is that like a sexual reference or?
No, it's from a movie. It's from a movie.
Yeah. Sorry, Innovation Aussie, what's your next plans? Where are you hoping to take the car in terms of that next speed target? I'm thinking if you've hit 101 fairly easily, are you looking to step into the big game, 140, 150?
He already said he hit way over 101.
Yep, he way over 100.
That's why.
There's a big difference between like 110, 120, and 150. There's a big difference.
Differences between the different, like 120, 130, 140. They're all different calibers of numbers. You know, the electronics that they make now are really, really nice nowadays. Like I remember when it was hard to get a good brushless system, 10 years ago, you had to pay hundreds of dollars. Now, you could probably break 100 miles an hour with a lot of the stock systems that most of the hobby car manufacturers just put in the car.
Stock stuff.
Yeah, my buddy. Do you know Kill Mode, Leo? No.
No.
Not familiar with them.
Yeah.
He did 116 on the stock motor and ESC with his Typhon.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Huge.
Wow.
Respectable. I was only able to hit 92.
Now, how did he manage that? Changing the gears?
Well, not really. What efficiency is lost if heat is gained. So he flipped an air can over, and he actually he like cryo froze the ESC.
Oh.
Well, he didn't freeze it, but he cooled it down a lot. It worked.
Yeah, I've seen people doing that in between speed runs in Florida, and using the air can upside down, and it puts like liquid oxygen, nitrogen.
Yeah. I wouldn't really be a fan of that, being that it might get some water or whatever in the ESC. But I mean, if it's waterproof ESC, right at it.
The biggest problem it's going to have is that such a huge heat differential cracking the solder joints on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I would.
Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah.
If you get to a certain speed, anything is possible.
Yeah.
I've had this conversation with a couple of my buddies. If you know Matt and Rick, I'll usually have them in my videos. We've done stuff. We've crashed, and we did not think, oh, the GPS won't fall off. The GPS fell off.
Yeah.
It's
somebody suggested the other week would be like having a shot of nitrous and having like a little can in there. You press a button on the transmitter, third channel, just cools the motor down or the SD on the way.
I mean, if you have the room, and if you actually really want to, you probably could, but I'd rather have an air intake and rather have everything naturally pull itself off.
Yeah.
Right now I have I have 5 fans in my Limitless right now.
Oh, wow.
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 It's
Yeah.
Now you have the Limitless right now. Do you think or plan on getting the Infraction just for the fun of it?
honestly, if it comes out in a roller as well, I would do it.
As a roller? Really?
Well, no. They actually have, they'll part a lot of the cars, hyphens, Italians. They'll have them out on.
Yes.
Have just like 300. Those are
Yeah,
really good.
you could go and you could buy like a Limitless and fit the Infraction body on. There's a lot of similarities between the cars. The Limitless is a lot to do with the body on there, but if you look at the core platform of the thing, very similar between the two cars.
Yeah. I mean, I would think it would just be the body post just to get the, well,
Yeah.
I'll take that back. The front wing, or the front everything, really, of the Limitless is its own F1 style.
Yeah.
I saw the Infraction has the GT style, where it's the foam bumper. So it's not just body post, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it could handle differently. I don't know what the suspension is tuned like. I don't know if the shock or suspension setup is the actual copy of what Limitless is. You know, if it is, that's not a bad thing. You know, if it isn't, that would be a little bit more worth to get. That's what I did with my Italian. You know, I bought it as a roller.
Hey,
And the reason
innovation.
you'd
Also,
want it as a roller, the reason you'd want it as a roller is because you want to put your own electronics in it.
Yes. And what I don't really like to do is post, oh, it's a brand new ESC, brand new motor, and then, you know, people question. I mean, I'm a trustworthy guy, I guess.
Okay, but if the truck is not available as a roller, why don't you just buy the truck and sell the electronics?
Well, one thing, I just don't like to sell. You know, I don't mind selling, but it's just one thing I've never really liked to do. I'd rather either outright buy a full vehicle and just go with it, you know. Or if it comes in a kit package or a roller, you know, I would do that, because most of the time I won't use the electronics in it.
Okay, cool.
So,
hey, innovation. Also, another question, man. Since you do a lot of speed runs,
yeah.
so I understand that when you hit the brake, you're also stressing the motor. Now, at those high speeds, you know, what do you recommend? I mean, do you use drag brake? Do you use any type of way to brake? I mean, how do you do it?
Good point.
Parachute.
One thing,
That could be good.
it's not a long definition, but getting to the speed is just half of the job with this whole speed running thing. You have to know how the car feels when the inertia transfers from back to front. You know, you have to know what it feels like, so it kind of becomes instinct. Like my Typhon, I know what it feels like if I don't even hear it. You know,
Right.
you can stiffen the front suspension up to try to keep the nose up, and hopefully the downforce would still remain the same, but you still have the inertia. It's just a matter of repetition and maybe a little bit of suspension tuning. I would think if you maybe put, you know, in the ARMs, there are the little spacers, like in front and back.
Yes.
I think if you put them in the front and try to make the caster go back, it would help a little bit with stability.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was told that from the owner at RC Revolution in West Palm, down here in Florida. He actually told me about that on the Typhon, and I thought it was pretty cool. I tried it out. It worked good, you know? So I'm just going to go with that. It's nothing proven, really, what you can do, because I mean, they have cars that are meant to do 100, but what we do, these cars aren't really meant to do 140, 150, 160. We make them that way. So anything after that is up to you. If you have a certain thing, you know, muscle memory, that's what you have to build up to. That's why these guys doing 160, 170 are really that fast. They've been doing this all the time, you know?
Crazy.
I know what you mean. I've run into like mid-90s and stuff, and you just know when it feels right or when it feels wrong when the car's hooked up. It's dug into the ground like it's going to stick to the road, like you know it's going to go well. Or you, for that split second, you think, no, back off. It's going to go horribly wrong. And like I've seen other people hold the throttle down and like, I think, oh, okay, well, you've put 90% of the work in, and that last 10%, you're just forgetting it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and that's one thing that will really help you if you do. I mean, even I would think even in crawling, you know, except it wouldn't be with inertia. It would be more with knowing where the weight is of the car. I don't crawl, but I would think if you know how your car feels on a certain patch of rock, and your car is, you know, a certain way, or truck is a certain way.
Tank, that's what we've got to be over to you.
Pardon me?
Yeah, it's got to be over to you. You were saying about that. We were joking earlier about in crawling in terms of, you know, the weight and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then.
And
Yeah, all you guys were saying about brush motors and like weight transference, and the minute the guy starts saying, "Oh, throw it to the crawler, guys," everybody's looking at it like.
Look, and also, if I can say, the crawling scene, okay, you can also use drag brake. Also, you can put weight on your tires. You can put lead on your bumpers. You can, you know,
Hey,
that also helps you,
run,
you know, to
when
go
you're doing
up.
speed run, Bachelor Boy, you want very light brake, man, and then you want to give yourself a big braking distance. So when you're doing speed run, you don't never want to give yourself a short distance to brake. You got to have a long braking distance.
I would throw that back to Innovation LT and say, how does that car handle Innovation? How does the Limitless handle under heavy braking?
How does it handle when?
when heavy braking, when you do heavy braking on the Limitless, how does it handle it?
Honestly, it handles it as if I tuned it, and I didn't. I just put electronics. You know, how I have my Typhon, when I hit the brakes, you know, hopefully it goes straight. This, when I hit the brakes, it went straight. You know, it's just.
But if you got the Mamba XLX, you adjusted your brake adjustment. You don't have it just set to stock braking.
Can you repeat that?
If you got the Mamba XLX 2 in your car, you adjusted the brake amount. You didn't. You don't just got it running stock with the Mamba XLX.
Oh no. Yeah, I think I have it at like 75%. It really goes with depending on what units you run. So definitely.
I don't do speed runs, but
No, this is really interesting because same here. But you know, talking to a person like Innovation RC, you know, it's you know, and he sounds like a very knowledgeable guy. You know, it's really good to you know, ask and you know, learn about, you know, stuff like this because
So
you know,
this is my
it's
speed
very
run
interesting.
question. Do you turn the steering down so you limit how much steering you have when you do speed runs?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay.
I think I have it at like.
Figured that much, but thought I'd ask somebody who actually does it.
Yeah. I mean, that's another reason why people don't really progress in the numbers and all that. Like they'll get to 80 and then they make a minor turn and they just hook a little. You know, they need to invest in a remote that can at least limit the sensitivity because it's a huge factor. You know,
But the Traxxas remote, the Traxxas handheld remote won't work for that?
it would, but I won't use Traxxas. Not because it's Traxxas.
Or the Spektrum X, what is it, XTX or whatever?
Yeah, no, that's I would actually rather use the Traxxas over the STX. But
see, I'm starting to like this guy even more. You know, it's like
here we go.
When it comes to range, I'd rather use the remote that originated with the planes. You know, that they fly it very far. Futaba.
Yeah, there you go, Basher Boy. That's one of them right here I got from my truck.
Hey, wait a minute. You hear what he
There we go.
said? Say it again.
no. He said Futaba tank.
Hello.
This is just as good.
No.
I mean,
Futaba's also better, but the thing, and I don't know if you can agree, Innovation, but the thing with Futaba is that when you buy a receiver from them, it's so hard to get.
oh
And I
yeah,
don't know.
I will not deny that. You know,
I keep telling them, man,
If you
Futaba
find
is the
one
way to
for
go.
normal- There it is. There it is. That's nice.
Oh man, do I have to
Was
pull
it
out my 6R?
yes? 4PV or something? Beautiful.
That's a 7PX.
7PX.
God.
It's a nice radio.
You could buy a Limitless. You could almost buy two of them with that. Dang. Hey, so you want to trade that remote for my Limitless?
Oh, here we go.
Hey,
He
yeah,
did
yeah.
want to. He was talking it earlier, buying it from you.
Yeah. Oh, there's a line apparently.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There is a line.
You should start a bid like
muted.
at $2,000, man.
Honestly,
Oh,
I
man.
mean, that's not a bad idea, but it's kind of a gift. So
Yeah, you don't want to make
Kind of
ARRMA
rude.
mad.
Yeah, right.
No,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, we're all joking aside here. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
ARRMA's like, I ain't sending him shit. He's gonna sell it on eBay.
have you guys seen that one speedrun
It's a
car?
flipper.
It looked like a flat. It could run US.
Hey, but no, hey, Innovation, man. If I was you, I keep the videos coming, man, for the views, man, while you can before they
Yeah.
put it out, man. I kill it, man. I
Yeah.
run it up on the views, bro. If I was you,
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
Take it to a skate park at the
so
end.
much, but I
don't
mean,
wait,
I'll
don't wait, because they're gonna put it out and everybody gonna have one.
I was going to. I would follow up what Game Dog is saying there. From my experience in this thing, bang out a video every single day, maybe 2 a day. Just nail it for 2 weeks because you will have double the amount of subscribers in 2 weeks' time.
They don't have to be run videos.
I wouldn't even be pausing for breath to be talking to us guys. I'd be going out there and filming the thing and then if I get my bird release, guys. Literally, you have got a golden opportunity. Do not lose that. I would.
And that's a good idea.
Seize the moment.
But
It's called
I
seize the
kind of,
moment.
as I said, I
camera
want
on
to
it.
settle because they just released. And this video, I'm not gonna leave it for a week. You know, I'm gonna put the new video. I already have another video made up. It's gonna be up in a couple days.
Get it out. Edit it tonight. Get it out tomorrow.
No, I don't know about tomorrow. I think he's good at leading 2 or 3
Maybe
days.
you could do a video like
Hey,
when you
gotta-
talk to
you
us
gotta
about
remember- hey,
what you
You
did
gotta
to
remember,
do
you got
your
a lot of
run.
hobby stores in towns where people don't play with this stuff, so they gonna sell they
People are going to.
display.
I'm
Right,
going to say Game Dog people.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree with Game Dog. People are going to be out there. They've got them in the hobby stores. They're going to. A lot of hobby stores will go, oh no, you ain't going to drive that. It's just going to sit there on the shelf until we get a stock in before anybody drives it. But the good
The stock comes in until August.
hobby
So
New Jersey.
I have some good time in regards to putting videos out. You know, they said they're just placing orders, and they'll be. I forgot who it was, but he actually placed an order, but it was going to arrive in August.
Yeah, but the thing being, you now stand a chance of riding that crest of the wave, right? Trust me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used to work with F&M Hobby in New Jersey. Jim there, the owner, used to check the Traxxas website twice a day. So when any of these new pre-release cars came out, he was the first guy in there with the bank for getting the order in. We had the TRX4 in, right? And I was doing videos on it a week before some model stores were getting their pre-release cars. One of my best videos to this date is how fast is the TRX4 on 3S? It's a crawler. Like, yeah, literally, yeah. But we bang a video out every single day. We were banging a video out on it. We just now, and other model stores were like getting in touch with me on YouTube, email, saying, how the hell have you got one of these crawlers? We haven't even got ours. Ours is a week away. And just bang those videos out. You will feel the benefit for it in the long run. Trust me.
Some people ain't
Yes.
fuel hungry like you, Ricky.
Yeah, no, guys, I'm sorry, guys. Innovation LC has got a golden opportunity here.
Yeah.
With
He
innovation.
does. He does.
Yeah.
Just,
Especially since nobody else has them.
Yeah.
just nobody has done a review of the thing in any detail, for God's sake, as yet.
Yeah.
But
That's what you should
Richie,
do a video
you gotta
on, is your thoughts
you gotta
on that
understand
run.
that he has till August.
No,
Okay?
no,
I know
no.
it's
the-
June.
No!
Hey, they not going. They not going. They not going to wait till August,
No!
man.
He has until 48 hours before every other goddamn guy like you or me is going and badgering their model shop to get their views.
Yeah,
No,
what Richie's
right.
trying to
But
say.
what I want to do, I want to get as much content as possible before they even notify. Oh, they're going to be available in a week.
Yeah.
You know, so let's say
Yeah.
this month and next month. That's when I'm going to try to push
But
it. You know?
what Richie's also trying to say is that you got a limitless. You're not the only one that might have got. You're not the only one that might have got a limitless. Other people might have got it, and if they release their videos before you do, you're going to lose out. Right now, you're on top of that wave. You should stay on top of that wave. Because
Right now,
wait
you're
too long,
limitless. You're
the other
limitless
people
right now.
that have the limitless, I don't know how many there is. There might not be a lot. I know that the other ones, the other ARRMA, there's a lot of those right now.
I know that they have them in a couple of hobby shops. You know, just like the
challenge down to you guys. And if I shall say, you bang a video out every single day this week, instead of 1,000, you'll be on 7,000 by the time we're talking next Friday. Guarantee it. Absolutely. Guarantee it.
And you'll get that good check too.
Yeah.
Now, Rich,
How many subscribers you gained
Rich.
today?
Yeah, but you got to have the watch hours
for
and
me
you got
to
to get
look up there for more than 10 seconds, you have me think.
Hey, Rich.
What if I were to get paid?
Calm down now, guys. I'm sorry. Innovation, I'll say. I do not want to see you lose this opportunity, my friend, because I did it with the Traxxas TRX4, which is a crawler, and people are really annoyed. It only goes 14 miles an hour. How many people jog at 14 miles an hour?
I mean,
You have got a golden goose here, my friend. Do not lose this opportunity.
Hey, Rich, if he does a video tomorrow, let's say, does it have to be a running video, or can he just talk about like the things he talked to us about his thoughts?
Are you going to comment in all caps?
All right, okay. Who the hell has done a good video of what? Nobody replied. Any of us done it, boys? Sorry, any of us I'd want to walk around, talk about the handling deficiencies, that kind of shit and stuff. Excuse my language, but none of it.
I mean,
Innovation
both of
has,
you guys' viewpoints
sort of.
are right. You're both right. You
Yeah.
know, and when I was staring at
acceleration
that corner over there, I was actually thinking, you know, what if I actually got paid? I mean, not a lot, but enough to sustain myself doing what I love. You know, that's why I kind of wanted to push my channel. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there to take me down. That's why I want to do stuff that I want to do.
Here's a big one for you. Right, you have got one of the first killer videos that is going to get the views on this is ARRMA versus the Traxxas XL1 straight line acceleration test. Who wins? Trust me, somebody's going to do it. If you don't, somebody else will.
Well, it depends who has to
Gotta get
go.
monetized.
That's who's gonna win. Go Juicy foams.
Yeah, but you've got both the cars there. You could do that tomorrow morning.
I know.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't have my XL1 anymore, but there is a guy semi-local. He lives, I think, maybe an hour or so away, but he's got. Do you know Steven Mendoza? He did like 150, 160, whatever.
Yeah.
He spoke to me, and I spoke to him about this. He wants to see the Limitless.
Yeah.
I want to compare it, you know.
I've seen his name on YouTube for sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, if you have that, it's a good idea. Take your limitless to him and do a comparison and film it.
Yeah. So the first person that does the head-to-head on those gonna win, boys.
ARRMA,
Breaking news. If you get good
Yeah,
news,
we need some people to pitch in to buy Rich a ticket. We can go to Florida and help innovations
Yeah,
out.
we need Richie over there, man.
I'm sorry to send guys. I've done this stuff. This is
go
what
adopt
works.
them.
This is what works. You can take it or not.
Don't plan on going to work while Rich is visiting you, because you're gonna be out videotaping all day, every day.
I
don't want to go to work.
We need to come
Multiple
together. Get
angles.
ARRMA to send. We need to come together. Get ARRMA to send Rich one. Nigga, we
Right.
gotta get Rich one, man.
I'm just saying, innovation. You've got a golden opportunity here. Just get to work on it. Bang those videos out. Jeff, you literally, we could be talking next Friday. You could be at 7,000 subs without any worry at all.
And
Yeah, you be able to buy you a couple more limitless.
Right.
Wait,
Limitless.
Can you spell that?
Yourself.
Limitless list station?
If you happen to wreck it, you get a lot of views.
Nobody's going to get this car till August, guys.
Well, you're
Well,
right.
that's what I said.
Work it.
You should be shooting to try to get the million views on them videos, man. That's like a couple $1,000 each video.
Million views?
Just shoot to get monetized first.
You're gonna get up there, buddy. Trust
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I mean, right now you have the
monetized?
hottest thing.
Monetization.
You have the hottest thing in RC right now. It's in your bedroom, and I still want to see it. But yes,
Oh
man,
yeah,
I mean,
we haven't seen it.
Let us see that thing, man. Let us see that thing.
Fashion Boy's not gonna
The worst
go to
stripper.
sleep.
7,500 views right
Got all
now
your
already.
$1 already.
but
He's
and
already
yes,
at 7,500.
wow, and Innovation RC. What Richie's saying, man. You know, right now you have the hottest item that everybody wants to see. Take advantage of it.
Golden goose.
Yeah.
It's a golden goose.
See, me being a small time YouTuber, I would love to buy one of those and do some reviews because people would watch it. But you already have one, and by the time I get one, there's going to be all kinds of videos out there. There's no sense me spending the money on one.
And did you see how Richie yelled at me? No, it's because you have the hottest thing right now, there, man.
It's true. Guys, I've been there, and we had like one of the 5th or 6th chair expos that Abel's weathered, and people like going, people phoning the mold shop up, furious.
Oh,
The
I was
what?
like, what happened there? Thought that was our channel. I was like,
We didn't waste any time inviting him in either, did we?
Nope.
He's already at 7,500 views.
I know, bro. It's. I think when I first saw the video this morning, he had like 900 something subscribers, and he has over 1,000. What? 1,100? 11?
Yeah.
Close to 1,200.
And I saw this morning that he was at 900.
Yeah.
He's at
Yeah.
7.5K right now.
But that doesn't.
Wow.
It's not gonna pay him. He's not monetized.
We need to make sure he's monetized when he gets back from whatever he's doing
Hopefully
over
he's
there.
got a hashtag properly too.
He
Then
better be
YouTube-
monetized. Good
YouTube's
Lord.
got to take their 3 months to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, taking consideration, you know, the monetize and all that. But
No, you know what? He probably
us
got monetized
YouTubers,
right
you know,
now,
we love
because
to
if
see
he was-
subs.
if he
You know what I
was
mean?
Under 900 subs earlier, you can't monetize till you had 1,000. So he probably ain't even monetized yet.
Yes.
All right,
Well,
guys.
It's a golden goose. It's like
Yeah, my tablet died.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
all right, hang on. Let me. There it is. All right,
Oh yeah.
Look at that nice box.
Yeah,
it's
just
still
one box. That's it.
This is the version 4 Typhon that I built the jet.
That,
Attachment off it.
that was a killer video, bro.
Yeah.
That thing looks sweet.
Hey, Tank, present him.
Definitely.
I am presenting him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, click on him.
It's a little quad in there, but you guys can already guess what I'll be running next video.
Sweet, man.
That thing looks sweet.
New motor.
Yeah.
It kind of look like.
according
It
to
kind of
Rich,
look
it
like.
should be
It kinda
tomorrow.
look like
All
a
right, so I'm only going to
like a
show
buggy
this
body.
once because I'm only going to show it once.
because that one Netflix is not working
Ooh, wee.
because such a reflective
3 fans? Wow.
Easy fans.
Oh, you changed the motor, huh?
Capacitor pack.
That's a pretty long can.
Oh yeah,
You
I
changed
like
the
it.
motor, huh?
You've changed the motor and the battery trace around completely. Wow.
Are those nickel batteries?
Yeah.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
But no, they already cracked the code in the group about what to do if you have a big, either a 4070 CM motor or a 1530. I think a 1440. That's where Cordova goes off. But yeah, I mean, it's already been out. So
Man,
awesome.
you're on fire, bro. That's awesome.
it is. That's it. Hope you took your screenshots when you could.
Or else you have to rewind.
Oh, that's right. This thing's on video. All right. Never mind. Caught me slipping.
You can, yeah.
Darn.
Once we're done here, you can actually watch it. So we don't need to screenshot.
So I'll get to see how stupid I look and all. Nice.
Yeah.
Help him out, please.
No, man.
It's survived pretty well. As both halves are still attached to each other.
What? All three fans?
I said no, as both halves of the car are still attached to each other.
Oh yeah, me too.
Hey, we should start a limitless crew, man. Be the first ones to do it.
There's the limitless group.
No limits.
Oh no
Remember
limits.
when Catco
Limitless
came out
or
with their 10th scale buggies and truggies? It was like a craze, but I don't think that was anything close to these new ARRMAs that are coming out right now. Everybody's going nuts over these things.
Oh yeah, it's crazy because a big company actually listened to us. That's
amazing.
That's crazy.
It's awesome.
That's one thing with ARRMA. ARRMA, I find that they've been really listening to a lot of people, and actually the bashers, they're stronger, and they made it to withstand what we give them, because we give them hell. We really treat those RCs bad.
Yeah. What, like, I can't see Traxxas have got anything comparable coming out, but to my mind, guys, Traxxas not overdue for a release. So I think they've like been the expression holding their powder, holding their fire. They're going to release something. I'm thinking in the next week or so. I think they've been waiting for ARRMA. I think it was a case of like, who's going to shoot first?
They're probably
I
waiting for the
said
weight to go.
that earlier, and everybody said no.
You go 3.0, and the differentials are still gonna break. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But, no, whatever it is, it's just a battle of the giant. That's something that they have to take into account with each other. But right now, there's a lot of Traxxas fans that are with ARRMA now, just because hey, they actually listen to their following. That's huge.
I'll keep my language child friendly, but I've no time for any of this fanboy.
I didn't say fanboy.
There's great things Traxxas do. There's great things ARRMA do. And no time for any of this fanboy. No time at all.
I still have my Rustler in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere. I have an email.
But I mean, it's my only thing on Traxxas is they never quite. I've done loads of Traxxas speed runs, like stock cars, like the brush ones, the VXL ones. Never quite hit the speed they're supposed to achieve. I got like a Rustler 2-wheel drive VXL, 65 miles an hour. No, 45 miles an hour every time. Blows over. Game over. How did they achieve that 65, 70 miles an hour?
Traxxas do that, or?
Well, no. I was saying, how did Traxxas achieve those speeds they claim? Because everyone I've tested, and we've run them on like billiard ball smooth tarmac.
I mean, it could be an over-exaggerated number. Is it possible? I think they're probably going off if it's possible, and it's easily possible to achieve the speed if you modify it. Stock, it's going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah, I know.
I actually had this conversation with a couple of my guys down here, in regards of Traxxas and ARRMA, and like what they do in regards of power transfer, not to the wheels, just how it's laid out, how the power is transferred to the ground. Now there's power, which could be dangerous, and there's controlled power, which is really, really good if you can control that power. And that's what ARRMA has. You know, that's why you see these guys doing 72 when it claims 70. 78, you know, they do. Chances are they also probably have a bigger battery, but it's all dependent.
Yeah.
It really depends on a lot of variables, but in regards to power transfer, it's really difficult to get a Rustler VXL to 70 because those rear tires are going to be like 6 inches.
And the front, lifting off.
We've all been there. I've believe me.
The one thing I'm looking for, I've got I've got both on order, but the Infraction I'm looking forward to the most, primarily because Basherboy will love me because it's got Spektrum ABC. And I've got 2 big Loses, which both are on ABC on there, and it's just, you can just turn it full throttle, like hard right, hard left, and the car just sticks to the ground like glue.
But what if the front wheels are in the air?
And the Infraction, that's going to enable you to be drifting at like 50, 60
he's got it. He's got it. Mr. Fancy Futaba.
I still want to see how it binds with a DX6R and how the active vehicle control works with the DX6R.
Yeah.
Because the Spektrum ones I've had weren't working so well.
Yeah,
I had to leave the bind plug in the receiver to use the radio, so I just started using the old radio when it came.
I mean, I have a Ford PLS, which is nice. Good.
One of the guys that usually hangs out with us, he was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he still is or not, but let me just tell you one thing. I don't own an ARRMA, but I'm a huge fan of ARRMA, and I was talking about John, Net Cruiser RC, a little while ago. That was my introduction. He raced an 8th scale buggy the other day, and he took 2nd place with an ARRMA, and he was probably running against Technos and Mugans and all these other things, and that says a lot about ARRMA right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it boils down to the driver as well, so we can't give ARRMA all the credit.
Orange flag with the orange baseball.
Yeah.
You know, that's actually when I used to tune my Rustler to be in the 2-wheel drive brushless class. You know, the first time I brought my Typhon, which was the red one, it was like I could be anywhere on the track comfortably and have all the power in the world at my finger. You know, it's amazing. That's controlled power. Yeah. I could not put my Rustler on 3S anywhere on a track. Even get half throttle is pointless. 2S, maybe I'd hit full throttle once. With my Typhon, I eased into the turn, let off, and then when I hit the straight, I went, and it went. You know, it was changing after, I think, 8 years of running the dirt oval, and then I go to this. I was like, holy crap. And I didn't even do anything. I ran it with the stock tires.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Wow. Well, guys, we're going to end the live stream. We're going to end the live stream now. But we can stay in the chat and chit-chat a little longer. Even though the live stream ends, the hangout stays. So don't go anywhere, Innovation. What's your real name anyways? Can you tell us? Innovation.
We'll just call him Who, I guess.
No! Do you want to tell your real name or your name?
Keep calling it and it's not helping.
Okay.
The what? I didn't get that.
We're just going to
keep
call
going in and out. It's not helping.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to end this, and we're going to do the round table to say bye. But don't hang up because we'll stay in the chat and chit chat a little longer. Thank you everybody that stayed in the chat. That was awesome tonight. And we're going to start with 11 Charlie. Can you say bye to everybody, 11 Charlie?
Yes. Let it, guys. See you next weekend. It's always fun.
75 Game Dog. Oh, he's muted.
Hey, now there we go. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Later, man.
Thanks. Green Frog RC.
Have a great night, guys.
I'm hanging up.
Driftomaniac.
Hey, night, guys. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you like it.
RC Basher Boy.
Take it easy, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow on Steve's live stream.
Scottzilla.
Had an awesome time, everybody. Catch you guys next time.
Thank you. And our special guest tonight, Innovation RC. Thanks for coming.
Take it easy, guys.
Down a lot of innovation, though.
Thank you very much, guys. And don't forget, keep those batteries full and the throttle to the middle. And we'll see you next week and hopefully tomorrow night on Steve O'D's channel. Thanks.